on Dragon Ball Z.
Bulma gets fucked in the ass.
Honestly,
Yeah, she gets cut again.
What episode is that?
That's the lost episodes.
It's a good episode.
They were found.
I'm gonna go check it out.
What's the
More
episode
research
number?
Powered by Tanner on exhentai.com.
Yeah, no, it's hanamade.com.
EX hentai.
XD.
Is that real?
Yeah,
It's
it's
a sad
really good.
panda.
Is it real?
No, I'm just saying yes. I don't know.
Is it?
Terms of service policy change. Let's see.
On the hentai
English,
website?
not legalese. What the fuck? For Roll20. Using Roll20 means accepting these terms.
Yukarg, you looking for a place to live, dude?
I am.
You guys trying to bungle me into your home, dude?
You coming out west? By west,
I'm
I mean
already
east.
out west. I'm as
Fucking
west as you
idiot.
can get.
You coming out east, bro?
Are you going out in the middle of the Pacific Ocean?
You can go if you go far enough west, you'll get here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
Sooner
Might
or
be
later.
the
It'll just be really
more
inefficient.
alternative route, yeah.
Start swimming, fuck.
Well, if you jump up and you just float in the air for, a few hours, while
Yeah.
ignoring gravity and the rotation of the Earth, you'll be here.
But yes,
Just
Tom,
ignoring the
I am.
Coriolis effect.
All right, come on out to Omaha. We're looking to get a house, dude.
Really?
Fed enough
streamer
Omaha
house?
for one lifetime.
Streamer.
Just
Streamer house, yeah. It's gonna be a gamer
It'd be a
house.
streamer house where no one made any money on Twitch.
So, like a normal
Yeah,
stream.
only fans.
Well, I think actually those streamers make a fuckload of money. The ones in the big houses. Maybe I'm wrong.
I mean,
Yeah, how's
I
that
think
working
that I
out for
could-
Swifty?
yeah, but Swifty's
Dude,
like
Peanut?
such a has-been.
What do you mean? He's making money hand over foot, dude.
Hand over foot?
hand on a foot,
You never heard that phrase?
It's hand over fist.
hand over fist.
But
Yeah.
yes, I know what you meant.
He's looking at his favorite category.
Honestly, what does hand over fist mean? Is that just like a fist smashing down on a hand and saying money?
I
Oh
don't
my
Fingers
know.
god,
over
It's
toes.
not very
Google search this
descriptive.
now.
All right,
think
let's
it's
look up
like-
the origins.
Hand over fist.
Everyone's typing.
Not hand over fisting.
Oh my
Very
god.
rapidly.
Stop. Wait a minute.
Meaning history. Let's try this. Nautical world.
I shouldn't look up the Urban Dictionary version?
No, don't look up that version, obviously. It comes from the nautical world. Hand over fist means to do something very quickly at a rapid pace, blah, blah, blah.
The term comes
It's probably
from
like
pulling-
climbing a rope or some shit, right?
Yeah,
Where
the
you put
term
your
comes
hand
Oh,
from
yeah, no,
pulling
you're
in
right.
the rope of a ship.
Yep.
Hand over hand.
That makes more
Pulling
sense.
in the rope of a ship. That, I guess, would you go... I'm literally picturing, like, trying to pull a rope in. I'm like...
But which comes
hand
first,
is
the fist or
over
the hand?
fist?
You
Hand
constantly
over fist.
alternate
The
them.
fist has to already be there.
Fist should be there already because your fist
Right,
is making
'cause
your
you're
fist
fucking
over the rope. Dude.
Oh,
Yeah, or your hand is over the fist.
Oh.
Now I want to
Oh.
see an image for this. Let me see.
Oh my god.
I wanna watch
Going
the
down
video in
fucking
slow
rabbit
motion.
hole, boys.
Oh,
Yeah.
God. No, this is a bad imagery. No.
You're just pulling the fucking rope
Yeah, I
in
wouldn't
really
look
quick.
that one up.
All right.
It's strangely not pornographic. It's just.
Let's
most
rein it
porn.
in. We've got 2.5 hours to die to some gray goo. So,
Oh,
real quick, not very quick recap. Previously, you guys had just collected, I guess, the life force that Dolometh used to populate portions of the Hollow Peaks from some Naga. You took a rest before venturing on to the next task. Man, what's his fucking name? I should know this. But maybe my crew knows. What's the name of the elf? It starts with an M. It's
Mercadian.
yes, Mercadian, of course. Mercadian.
I just always think
man.
about that magic set.
Oh, I was going with Marie.
Yes.
but-
Okay. Yeah. Sure. So Marcadian, describe the next task as you guys collecting Dolometh's most prized possession. You ended up on the mountainside of some set of mountains that you guys have not visited in person yet, that appear to be far east in relation to where you've been in your adventures prior to this. And you guys were on a snowy, desolate mountainside, and before you was a desolated giant city. You walked up and you saw the corpses of frost giants and eventually some corpses of cicathids. You came to what was the obvious objective of this task, which was a large tower on the outskirts of this town. And you bypassed a large portion of the tower, totally negating some events. But then you went up to the top of the tower and you noticed treasure, wealth beyond measure, a dragon horde. As you guys were soon to find out, as Sorendor swooped down on you, and you found out he's a nice guy. He's a good guy. He's a good dragon, but he's also a very familiar dragon. He is the same visage and shape as the dragon who first accosted you before you went into the tower, and his name is Sorendor. He gave you quite a bit of information. The biggest notes are that he part of an order that's kind of investigating what's happening on Banthashone, and he suspects the Solar Elves of genocide, which you already kind of know they are, if not willful participants, are neglectful in their ability or in the way that they've dealt with it.
His
you
order
also-
wasn't just investigating; it was also trying to stop the genocide. I thought, right?
Correct. Yes, that's
Okay.
it's
The
very well put.
people I actually have liked so far.
We cut out a little bit in the middle of that.
It was one of the few groups that we've been introduced to that I'm actually like, oh yeah, I agree with you.
Sure. You found out, and it's not as relevant to the other players, but Haldir, not only have you played other campaigns where it's been relevant, but Haldir himself has studied these orbs that protect cities through the darkness, which is this time where the cicathids rise and basically massacre everybody if they can. But there are these areas, these bastions of light that protected certain towns. That's why some places were able to survive. But oddly enough, that is actually not how the people of Solura survived, going back a long time. I don't know if you all remember this, but people of Solura survived because they received a vision and they went into the Maw, and there they were guided by the gods Vanratha and Vanavascott, and eventually they came out the other side, forming their nation. Anyways, Sorendor is the person who made these, supposedly, with the assistance of Dolometh and Mercadian. He says that, or you guys basically make a deal with him, saying, we're going to serve you, and he's going to serve you. It's mutual service to each other. And he will agree to this task if you go collect an artifact called the Font of Emptiness from like basically a secure vault in the Dawn City, which is apparently where the Solar Elves live. So you guys got teleported to some crazy structure that's made entirely of glass. Where there's basically a rainbow of colors that is constantly passing through the area, with the exception of the center, where there is an object that is eating light and is protected by these quicksilver oozes that are dripping up and down from the ceiling.
T1000s.
T1000s, exactly. You saw outside of this structure as well, a city with massive structures, and of design that is fairly foreign to all of you. You attempted a few things to get at the Font of Emptiness. You used the Mage Hand to grasp at it. It didn't do anything. It disappeared, or the spell lost its effect as it reached fully into. Yeah, no effect on the Font of Emptiness. and you tried to stab at it with an arrow.
Well, probably mostly, but yes.
Yes, probe it, and the ooze prevented you from doing so. To recap on the notes, the oozes are falling from the ceiling, and they're also ascending to the ceiling almost simultaneously, in the fashion where they are almost like prison bars, but they are not. They're not cohesive and solid the entire time.
But it's a set amount of oozes? Out of
They're
curiosity, we never established that.
so getting to that. Before that point was arrived, the center of this area is extraordinarily cold, and once again, the light is kind of twisting and pulling into this font of emptiness. But as far as when he tried to stab into it, the oozes stopped him, and as he pulled away, they started to
They
form.
tried to reach for me, so I backed off.
Yeah, yes, so like a hand formed from the ooze and started to reach out towards Tammin as he was stabbing into this area or probing this area. And then once Tammin backed away, they started to conglomerate themselves into three humanoid figures. And that is where we kind of left off, rolling initiative, I think, just prior to going. So we're gonna pick it up there. They haven't taken any action so far as you can tell, but I see Haldir's, I see Yane's, I see Tammin's, I see Kirill's, and Misha also rolled initiative after. Okay. So, let me just write this down real quick.
Oh wait, that's right. Something happened, and we did do an intensify flames, and I forget the
Oh, yes.
but
Yeah.
I think you guys,
How
when
did-
we were attempting to...
I was trying to see if
probe
they had a radiant damage because they didn't
No, I
take
think
other damage.
I think I just had ready to firebolt.
You had actually shot a firebolt
Shot one,
into
the
the
agglomeration.
into the mass before
don't think
they started to form. It didn't appear to have much of an effect. Then you tried a second time, and you intensify flamed the second bolt, and it appeared to have even less of an effect.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Less.
And from there, okay, so it's not.
Can you reverse an effect to be like, oh wait, I suppose you can.
Yeah,
Just suck
You
it
can.
down.
You can
can
do
heal
necrotic
damage,
damage. Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can
Yain, Tammin,
heal something instead of doing
Misha.
it. So not radiant, then that's good to know.
Sorry, were
They
you
are called-
commenting on initiative order, or...?
Yes, I am. I'm writing down initiative order.
Oh, I
Getting
just
it
didn't hear
all.
why you said my name.
You're not important, is what he said.
Yeah, I
That's
really don't
That's
find
actually
you
true, but
as
that's
an important figure.
totally fine.
Mhm.
All right.
I have a plus
Oh,
5.2
it's so bad.
for
I have so
initiative
much
on my
radiant damage,
tiebreaker.
though.
That's baller.
Radiant damage is kind of my thing. Fuck.
Okay. All right. So, Haldir, these shapes have formed a kind of protective cone or semicircle around this this artifact, but they have not left it. They haven't left its area in large part. They've just kind of fanned out a little bit from where
I
they
thought they looked like humanoids of some sort. Is that incorrect?
they
The
faintly
Fine.
resemble humanoids, but they're like constantly melting and reassembling themselves. So they're kind of like, in Scooby Doo, because that's what this campaign's based off of, clearly. So in Scooby Doo, there's the tar monster, where it's kind of like perpetually fonting itself up. It's
Yeah.
I like that.
Or
really
like-
constantly rebuilding itself.
Or like Grimer and Monk.
Exactly, like Grimer and
So we
Muck.
can pull
Except
the
it's
mask
more
off of
humanoid.
these guys and win the fight. That's what you're saying.
It's very, very possible.
All right.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. Well,
Whoa. Before we go on, though, because this is kind of an important part that I want to refresh on. While you guys were talking to Sorendor, he stopped the image that you
Yeah.
guys were
Yeah, we
participating in.
remember
Okay, yeah. And he spoke about how Mercadian might not be what he seems and that he's capable of remembering things and learning, which is unusual for this type of thing. Anyways, proceed, Haldir.
I think I don't really know what to expect from these guys yet, so I'm just gonna start it off nice and simple. Just firebolting one of these guys. Probably this one.
Okay.
You said they're Quicksilver oozes? I mean, it's
Yeah, they
Some kind of metallic ooze.
some type of metallic ooze. They kind of reflect the light around them to an extent.
And does a 24 connect?
A 24 absolutely connects.
15, damn.
Nice, dude.
Okay, so you
The perfect mid-roll.
launch into its midsection of this creature, and it doesn't have a discernible effect besides like a brief impact point where it kind of just goes boom, gets absorbed, and you can see that there's a bit of warmth and blackening, but it's quickly replaced, and what visible damage you may have caused in that brief moment as you kind of like look at the effects of your attack are very rapidly erased.
Okay. Well, I'll point that out. Oh, yeah, they're kind of healing.
Oh,
And
boy.
then I think I'm going to just, come like here.
Yeah.
He's,
what I was
he's
thinking.
gonna take
just
a
gonna
couple
back
steps
up.
back.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just gonna-
Which one should throw a
hell
fireball
yeah,
at? Was it this one?
Yeah.
A bolt, not a fireball.
Well, yeah, and you said, so did it erase the effects fully? Like, does it look like it's just fine again?
It doesn't appear to have received any type of permanent damage from the attack.
Yeah, damn it.
Okay. Haldir is moved. He has taken his action. Anything else?
Don't think so.
Yane, what do you do?
All right. I'm going to move right here and see if they react in any way. And I'm going to ready an attack if they do.
Okay. So they don't immediately react to your presence.
Mhm.
But you kind of get the sense that they know something is in front of them.
Okay.
Especially this one that's directly in front of you.
Okay. Yeah. I'm just going to ready my my mace and end my turn.
Okay. All right. Tammin.
Well, I mean, it seems like every attack is not doing anything. This is kind of interesting.
Wait, did you do a physical attack? Did you shoot it with your arrow, or?
No,
I
he
just
has not
poked
done
it
that
with
phys-
it. I just like stuck it into the
Okay.
void and saw how the goo reacted at the time. Of course, now they're humanoids, so who knows? I will. I'll move 10 feet over here. Kind of superimpose myself between Haldir and make like a wall with me and Yane in there. I guess I'll pull out the bow and shoot at this guy. Why not? And I'll use our
The
magic.
same one that was received a firebolt, or the one that
Was this the same
firebolt one? Yeah. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll use a longbow with a +1. So 23. to hit.
Okay. Yeah. You again hit pretty squarely, striking the
So-
same location that
With magic
How do
arrow,
your
it's a
head?
9 damage. Any effect?
and it is a magic arrow. In what
Yeah.
sense is it magical? Is it
Well,
plus
it's
one
just-
arrow, or
It's
is it?
just a +1. Yeah.
Okay. So you strike into it, and the magical effect of the piercing power of the arrow kind of like pulls away the oozy flesh of this humanoid, and quickly loses momentum, appears to not come out the other side of it, and disappear into the mesh of this creature.
Yeah.
Okay. So perception check costs an action in combat, right?
You can take
Bonus.
a quick perception depending on what
I
you're doing.
want to see. I know you mentioned that they're like sort of. There's like a font of this liquidous substance coming from them. Is it originating from like the chest or any particular portion of their form currently?
So they originally had no humanoid shape, each of these creatures, and they were flowing up and down from the ceiling in a prison bar like fashion. Okay, but they were not like super consistent. So it was like a lava lamp. There are globules that are popping up
Sure.
and they are falling
Makes
down.
sense.
And since they have formed into humanoid creatures, there is no longer that floating effect, so that like barrier to this artifact. They have now kind of like formed together to create these like humanoid creatures. And there's no longer
Yeah.
that.
So, but
type
the
of deal.
flow of material like that's emanating, like giving the creature's form, is that coming from? What I'm trying to find is if there's like a central position for their. We'll use
There's
the
no
body
there's no
that
grate.
is flowing out of to create their form within
Yeah,
each one, not
nope.
like out of.
It seems to be self-contained. They exist in and of themselves. There was no additional ooze coming from the floor or from the ceiling.
or from the middle of their body.
Do you,
That's what I'm.
yeah, I see what you mean now. Well,
Like
go ahead and
their
make a
chest
perception
or head
check.
or whatever. Okay. 26.
Yeah. So you would say that there's no real center of mass to this body, and even as their arms kind of like start to react and move, and then they're like barely functioning lower halves of their bodies, they're almost like refreshing of themselves, and it's not like one centerpiece that's pulsating this or like
Okay.
restarting the factor.
Sure. That makes sense. All right, I'll end my turn.
Okay. Misha.
I'm gonna do a bless on me, Carol, Tammin, and Yane,
Okay.
and then I think dropping my shield is a. I gotta read
Bonus
it.
action.
Bonus action.
Bonus action. Bonus action. Drop my shield.
Okay. In the direction of this.
Yeah, the 3
Sure.
blobs. Since I'm
Who'd you-
kind of
Who'd
off
you
to the
cast
side.
plus on? Sorry.
Yeah. Tammin, Yane, me, and Haldir. Not Haldir, sorry, Kirill.
'Kay.
I don't think this is going to be a spell casting thing.
No, I just wanted to make sure I.
Tam and Yane
I had
Kirill.
One blessed
I think I
boy.
get 4, so it's me, Tammin, Yane, and Kirill.
Damn,
Sure.
that's nuts.
All right.
Oh,
Pretty
3
good.
creatures. Never mind. Yeah, no, Tammin, Yane, and Kirill. Then not me.
All right. Okay. That's your action. You take any movement. In
Nope,
addition,
I'm
or you drop your stuff.
sticking around my shield.
Okay. So now it appears that the oozes take their turn. The first one's going to slowly and rather intentionally move forward, and it puts its hand out
Saying hello.
towards you, Yane.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a particularly aggressive action so far. Its hand kind of reaches, and where its fingers are forming, small threads of its body kind of like reach out even further
Okay.
in your direction. Do you take any action?
Oh God. I think I'm just gonna see what it does. I'm just gonna like watch it. Like
Okay, I mean, so his reach is like a foot away from you, right? And that's where his hand stops, and then like the little tendrils from his fingertips come out, and they're like reaching and searching and searching.
yeah, I'm gonna start backing up.
Okay, so you start backing up.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah. No.
As you take that step,
Uh-huh.
it almost reacts, and then it kind of like the tendrils surge out a little bit.
Right, I figured.
But you've taken the step away, and they impact with nothing, and they stop there.
Okay.
The other two.
Can I
Go
tell
ahead.
if it was sound based at all? Or it kind of it had a reasonable. I can kind of figure that it had a reasonable idea where I was, and it was reaching, and it caught air.
Yeah. So I don't know if you would necessarily know if it was a sound base, but it knew where you were, and when you displaced itself, it sensed there was movement. Or it sensed that there was some type of creature in front of it, and it's lost its grasp on it, or on where it was. I don't know if you'd recognize if it was noise. It is just
I didn't know if I make noise or if it was enough to where
your step was not particularly loud. So I don't think you would probably assume it wasn't.
Right. I mean, a soft step back is not going to do much. Okay. All right.
That's what it did. The other two creatures, they kind of step back away from the kind of half circle, semicircle that they did before, and they kind of move to defend this structure, and they kind of almost come a little bit closer to it, and they take no further action. Kirill, what do you do?
All right, so let's. What is in what is behind what do I see right here? What are they guarding?
So that's the artifact that you guys are after. That's the Font of Emptiness. And so what you see in that platform in particular, there is a triangular step on the ground.
I understand it. What are the oozes like? Is there still ooze covering this thing?
Right.
The ooze was never touching it.
It's
and in fact,
creatures, guys.
it never closed in closer to the Font of Emptiness more than the triangle that's laid out in front of you. That was like the barrier that it was keeping and holding. And since it detected a threat, it's stopped forming that barrier to an extent and coalesced itself into 3 creatures.
Okay, I understand what I'm going to do.
I think it's pretty clear what we need to do.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to use my action and my movement action to move right here, and I'm going to use a bonus action to shout to Tammin and say, "We got to lure the things away from it," and Tammin can run in while they're kind of stretched out and grab it.
I look at you and nod.
Okay. So you
concern on my face.
So you use both your action and your movement to get over to there, which I think was very reasonable. I'm not sure. Yeah, you definitely could. And so Kirill and Yane, you guys both feel this this chilling cold. It's colder than it was on the mountainside, way up where you were, where there was snow. It's just kind of emanating from this. If you can really emanate a source of cold. In any case, you move to that location. You speak to your words. Is there any bonus action that you take?
I just want to the thing of emptiness. Give me a description of what they're guarding.
It looks like a black hole, right?
Yeah. So it was discussed a little bit before, but to recap this item in particular, Sorendor didn't know what it was really, and he was very vague about what it could do. But he said it wasn't good for the solar elves to have. You guys see this mass, and it is a floating globule of darkness that, at brief moments in time, takes a shape, takes a form. And I had described some of the forms that it was taking. There was a crown-like shape to it. There was almost a face form to it at times. There was looked like it formed a dagger. It looked like it formed a key. And it looked like it formed a hand and a spear, like a perfect spear. And so it kind of was like shifting and turning between these shapes, while also being almost unrecognizable in between these forms, where it's like it's just a mass of nothing. But that's what you see in front of you. So yeah, it would be very difficult to grasp it. It's about a foot in a foot cubed. And it's floating and probably 3 feet off the ground. All right. Okay. With that, it goes to Haldir. Haldir? You dead? Hello?
Hello.
He's dead. What is this from? What are these oozes from? Is the first one's Terminator, and the second one I'm talking about the things that Misha posted. Is there something wrong with Discord? Hello? Is there people here?
I can hear you fine, dude.
There must be something wrong with Discord because they were the only two people talking.
It's like the secret world of Alex Mack.
Hello? Who was that?
The secret world of Alex.
That was Haka.
Yeah. Yeah, something's goofy. That's everyone else.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Hello? Yeah, I can hear you now.
All right. Yeah, I got disconnected.
Okay.
I'm here.
You were here the whole time?
Oh, we're all good. Looks like we're all here.
My headset died.
Oh.
Okay.
It's like a perfect storm of everything happening.
I was cleaning a bottle.
Okay.
We weren't listening.
I've got a headset that runs through.
Well, Haldir, it's your turn.
Sorry,
Back.
I couldn't find my fucking charger.
And Damon was AFK. Okay. All right. Okay. We're here now. That was really weird.
What happened, dude?
Tom felt so alone.
Well, yeah. Like, there's nobody else
it.
here. Yeah. Nothing happened. It's just a recap of what the font looked like, and then
That's what I thought.
then
That's
it
why
was-
I was
then it was
like, all right, I
Haldir's
know all
turn.
this shit. I'm gonna grab my dinner and then come back.
Sure.
So you guys think we just need to grab this thing, huh?
I think we just need to kite him.
If we're
And
talking
that
about
sounds,
it, I think that them extending the thing.
I'm just kind of thinking aloud.
Okay, never mind.
You know, I don't think we're like in a situation where you can be like,
Yeah. I mean, they're not
I don't
being
think they're
very
conscious.
they're not being very aggressive right now. So, for all intents and purposes, you guys are out of combat, and you can
Mhm.
pick up initiative whenever you'd like.
Right. And we can talk about this while we're
Yeah,
doing it. I mean,
so yeah.
it's pretty clear
Alright, well, then
they're
I'll move over
they're not conscious.
here, unless anyone has any objections.
Yeah, I think
I'll
we could.
walk
I
up
think we
on
could
the
do the original
thing.
plan of pulling each one out and then somebody grabbing the
And
orb.
if this
or the
one walks
item
forward
thing
to
in the
me
middle.
and extends its hand like it did to, or whatever it was, like it did to Yane,
Sure.
I'll extend my hand forward and grab it.
Oh Jesus Christ! You idiot.
okay.
That's how you get mercury poisoning.
Okay. So as you're taking those steps to move around, and you guys are all kind of trying to figure out exactly what's going on. If anybody else wants to do anything, feel free to chime in. But that other creature that failed to make contact with Yane retreats, and they seem to be holding steady as they are right now.
So they don't react to us talking, right?
No.
Okay. All right. Then it's just presence. It's pretty clear. It's just presence.
Pretty sure
So
we
if we
have
get to
to
close enough.
keep them engaged while one of us picks up the font.
Right.
Is there as much room here as it looks like? You know what I mean? Or is that just like a limitation of the drawing?
What do you mean? Enough as
Like,
much room as it
Do
looks
we
like?
Occupy this much
Like
space?
this guy's not.
this
fucking-
is
like as far as it kind of like they're kind of guarding this thing, but except for like right here where you could just
Right.
like ostensibly just walk up. To it.
yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, I mean, you could. There's definitely a gap in their range of reach as they are formed into a humanoid. They have condensed and they are no longer covering the entirety of the font.
I think we should all move in together at the same time, and then pull them out separate at the same time, and then somebody grabs the third.
That one walked forward.
I'll go straight here.
Okay. You start to get a sense of reaction from the two closest ones. There's a brief moment where neither of them react, and then this one starts to move towards you.
Coach, what's wrong with you? What the fuck is this shit?
That's his folder on his computer, dude.
Nah,
Well, where'd you get that? I don't know.
I googled slime girl.
There's something out there for you. There's something for
Prompted you to do
everyone.
Such a thing.
This creature's moving closer to you.
Hacker told me to.
It reaches out its hand towards you. Do you accept its presence near you?
Except it's loving grasp.
It only requires one hand to cast a spell, right?
Sure.
Okay, so I'll reach out with my left hand, and I'm readying Misty Step to get the fuck out of here. If I don't like what happens to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So get eaten.
It reaches out its hand towards you. And are you reaching out towards it, or are you just letting it reach towards your body?
No, I'll reach out my left hand.
Okay, so your hand's reaching out to its hand. So its hand kind of comes close to you, and once it reaches its full extension, the little tendrils pop out of the fingertips again, and they touch your skin, your hand, and they tap it a little bit, and then they kind of go over past your hand, just a little bit, maybe an inch, and then 2 inches. And then it's a little bit further.
Consuming my arm.
You're being given the
No.
chance
So there's
It's
like
probing
little-
you, it's finding out what you
there's
look
like vines, right? That are extending from his hand, and they're
Okay.
bouncing across the surface of your skin, and they've reached past your fingers, and now they're on your hand, and they're bouncing across your skin a little bit. So
Oh my God.
so they make impact, and then they kind of jump up. They make impact again, and then they jump up and make it. And when I say make impact, they're just like little tight taps where it's almost like a little bit of a needle that hits your hand, but this doesn't pierce.
Can I walk
Yeah.
up to this occurring? Walk up to them right now? Are we free to move?
Yeah, you're free to move.
I'm gonna walk up slowly just to make sure.
Okay.
It's okay.
And so its other hand reaches out towards another thing that's coming at it. But while it's doing this, Haldir, it gets to about maybe halfway up your forearm, and it bounces up another time, and this time it's almost aggressive when its impact, and the mass of its arm surges forward into the tendrils.
All right, cast Misty Step.
Misty Step to step away. Okay. So it doesn't
No,
get
I'm going right here.
Where are you going? Okay. So you teleport over to right there.
Yeah.
Okay.
What happened to where he was standing?
The tendrils surged. They then converged. So there's about 6 tendrils that all converged into one point where his arm was. So that would have probably dealt a lot of damage, possibly severed his hand.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
So you teleport over, Haldir. And so since we're still at the top of initiative in your turn, we'll say that was your bonus action or whatever to Misty Step. What do you do as your action?
Oh, we're back in combat. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll just try
God,
to take your
how
arm off.
stupid would it be?
I think you should grab it and run.
You have a bag of holding on this pretend
So-
character?
As you Misty stepped forward, just that distance of let's see, that 6-8 feet closer to the font of emptiness, you are burning. Like the sensation on your skin is burning. You feel frostburnt. Like you know that it's cold, and so it is. You can almost see the tips of your fingertips going black as you in the seconds that you're
What
in
would
this
it require,
vicinity.
action-wise, for me to try and put this thing in the bag of holding?
It would be an action, yeah.
I'm more envisioning me being like taking the bag, like drawing it over top, and then tensioning it up.
Yeah, it would be an action. I would say
It's
that.
just floating in the air, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Snag it.
Oh fuck! All right, I'll try that.
Okay. So you cast the bag over. So are you saying how do you approach it? So there's this mass that's about a foot in diameter.
Yeah, and it's floating in the air, right?
And it's floating in the air. Correct. And so
So
you're
the
just
way
pulling it
I
up from
see
the
it-
bottom, or are you pulling it down over the top?
Yeah, over the top, because nothing can fall out of the bag.
Right.
That's my thought process.
Sure.
Anyway.
So you kind of like swoop down over the top of it with both hands as you have the bag in hand, and there's a brief moment as you come down over the top of it where you think, "Oh, this is easy. I've got it," and then there's this like snag that you catch on it where really, I mean, it's not that big. It should just float right into the bag. But the object itself tears a hole in your bag of holding. And all the contents of your bag and holding scatter across the room.
Okay.
So what are the contents of that bag of holding?
My skull.
Tao's head. Let's pull up the sheet.
Is this our
That's
actual bag of
ruin the
holding in
fucking-
this illusion world?
Yes.
Your bodies
Okay.
are your actual factual bodies. So
Or we're also dwarves?
There's 2 golden candelabras, 1,475 gold pieces,
Oh.
a scroll of mass suggestion, a scroll of arcane gate, there's a crowbar, some rope, I don't know, a dwarven travel log. There's that thing to summon the imp, I think, unless that's in Kirill's bag. I don't know. I don't think there's that much in there.
okay,
There's probably
so-
some things that are long forgotten about.
sure. So those things that were in the bag go kaploosh and scatter across this room. So tons of gold coins just go everywhere across the floor. The scrolls fly in your face past you, and Tao's skull drops to the ground. Some of his jaw gets fractured in the fall. And you also take 15 points of cold damage as your hands are reaching into close vicinity of this font of emptiness. You've taken some damage. And I believe that's your action and your bonus action. You want to do anything with your movement?
Yeah.
And the question is, will they attack you for moving away from them?
Not really. They don't appear to have. They're not quick enough to make that reaction. Maybe they had a slight move, but Haldir was in and out. So, all right. That ends Haldir's turn. Yane, you are in close vicinity. The creature is reaching out to you.
Okay.
Again, you saw it try to strike at Haldir.
Yeah. Because it's already reaching out to me, is what you said, right?
Yes.
Okay. I'm just gonna move, since I already know kind of the range of how far it usually goes until it touches something. I'm just gonna move right outside of it.
Okay. Sure.
And then I'm gonna move the rest of my movement just right about here and see if it comes over towards me. I
Sure.
think that's good.
Tammin, your turn. You saw Haldir. You could see that he was damaged. Your bag of holding got destroyed. What do you do?
I'm gonna walk up to the font.
Okay.
And I'm going to attempt to grab it and just jam my hand into the middle of it, of the darkness in front of me, and try to pull something out, see if I feel anything.
Okay. Which hand are you using?
My left hand.
And
right
I would
hand.
like you to make a Constitution saving throw.
14.
Okay.
There's still blessed. I don't know if that actually affects saving throws.
I don't think that it does.
I think it does.
I'm going to check right now.
Yeah.
A roll of 1 if it does.
1d4.
Okay.
Yep, saving throws.
So,
Alright, 15 then.
you reach your hand into this darkness, okay? And your hand is smaller in relation to the darkness than the darkness itself, okay? So as you do, intense burning cold comes over your body. And there's a moment where you're like, I don't know.
Yeah.
As your fingertips start to go black as you reach into this object, and you are burning up with this cold. Do you continue to reach for it?
Yes.
Okay. So you take 51 points of cold damage.
Alright. So that leaves me with 12.
You reach out to grab it, and you realize you no longer have control over your hand in any capacity. And you pull your arm back, right? And you can see that from probably 3/4 up on your forearm to your hand is completely black and shriveled and dead.
Okay.
You no longer have use of that arm.
Nice. Let's see.
Oh, no.
Good thing I used my right hand. My character's left-handed.
There you go.
But I no longer have the use of a shield.
Okay. So that's your movement
Well, I've only moved.
and your action to an extent. Yeah.
I will move away.
Very reasonable.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's my.
We should have just
I don't
killed the
have anything else.
dragon.
I'm not really
No, we
sure how to
swore our
address this
stupid oath to the
problem.
guy.
Well, I never did, but
All right, Tammin. Is that the end of your turn?
That's yeah. Mhm.
Okay, Misha. You see Tammin, his right arm is fallen limply to his side. It is completely black with frostbite. It looks like it belongs to one of the giant's corpses.
Dogger.
Yeah, a Draugr. Yeah,
And it's from
Shit's
this
dead.
like orby black.
yeah. From
Right.
reaching into the font of emptiness. Yeah.
This
I
is a
fully
bad
expected
plan.
this to be a permanent ailment for my character.
Probably is.
Sounds like it.
I don't have anything good for this. I'll do a Toll the Dead on the Font of Emptiness.
Okay.
I don't know what will happen, but it's necrotic damage, so
Sure. Okay. So
the
you
first
ring
member
out the
that's
bell.
hit.
It resonates into the prism, which is the hole to the cell that you're in, and it appears to have a minor impact on like the attention of the creatures that are in there as that spell rings off, but it has no effect on the font itself.
All right, and I'm already concentrating, so I can't do another thingy.
Okay.
Nope, I'm
That-
stuck here.
That passes your turn.
Yes.
So the creatures go. This one moves close to Yane, and it's reaching out its arms is much quicker this time. And once it recognizes that a creature is there, it snaps at you. And it tries to take multiple swings at you with its tendrils and its arms, always trying to pierce at your flesh. So a natural 1 for the first one obviously doesn't hit. 26 hits. 21 hits as well. I meant. Okay, so you take. You take 25 points of piercing damage as these two tendrils, one striking down from your shoulders and like piercing into your flesh. You can like feel it ripping and messing with your muscles in your shoulders, and the other one coming up and hitting your abdomen and striking you in that capacity as well. You also take 4 points of acid damage.
Okay.
So you kind of feel the effects of this creature penetrating you. But it's got this kind of like cold burn to it.
Is it in me, or it's like, is it?
So as it's taken those two swings at you, it kind of like plop banged onto you, and then it withdrew, and then the second one came
just
in.
like probed.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah,
It stabbed me. Okay.
sure. The other creatures appear to maintain a defensive position around the hold. Pat pops down to Kirill.
All right. I think I'm gonna use a little bit of my movement to move right here, and I'm gonna take turn my magical spear around, and I'm gonna, like poke at this thing in the center with the butt of my spear.
Okay, of your lance.
Yes.
Okay, and so the butt of this thing being the font of emptiness.
Yes, all the ass of my spear just going. I'm just gonna
Sure.
poke it and hoping to knock something out.
Yeah. So you reach in with your lance, and for a brief moment, as you start to reach in with your weapon, as the leverage kind of ways, and it starts to feel heavier as you extend your reach. You get to the point where your handle is piercing into the darkness, the void of it, and it almost feels lighter, like you're losing leverage, where the weight is disappearing for a moment. Do you withdraw it?
Yeah.
Okay, so you withdraw it and notice that there's no discernible impact on your weapon, but you didn't knock anything loose as you made contact with it.
Didn't make input.
You
but I
notice
didn't
you've gathered the attention of the creature over on this side,
I wanted to
and
ask,
he started to move forward towards you.
when the Toll the Dead rings out, like you said, it got the creature's attention?
Yeah, like they sensed that there was a spell that activated in the room.
Oh, the spell, okay. Because I was wondering, when the coins fell all across the floor, and it was a lot of coins, what was their reaction to the sound of that?
It was a lot of minor impacts as everything kind of flushed the room, like it was a pool of water, or a bucket of water splashing. They didn't react too much to it, as far as you can tell.
Okay.
I'm gonna move back this amount
Okay.
to the edge
Sure.
of the dais.
Yeah. Perfectly fine. Okay. Is that end your turn?
Yes.
Haldir. What do you do? Yane's under attack. Tammin is near death. And Kirill has retreated.
I think I'm gonna attempt to kill these things again and see how that goes.
Sure.
I'm gonna shoot a chromatic orb at the one in front of Yane,
Okay.
and I'm gonna choose lightning.
Okay.
So that's 22 to hit,
22 hits.
and
18. And you declared lightning?
18. Yes.
Okay.
Does it seem like it has any differing effect from like my firebolt, or does it seem like it's the same? Or
It does. It does.
well, that was multiple part question.
Yes, I will get to that. So, as your orb impacts it, it has a profound effect on the nature of the creature, and it splits in two, completely separating itself from each other, and forming two of those similar sized creatures, but about half the size of the previous ones. They appear to have the exact same qualities, and they don't appear to be damaged in any capacity. But there's now two of them, and they're smaller.
Okay, I'm trying to decide if that's a good or a bad thing.
Could be. Who knows? Guess we'll see. Do you take any other action?
Yeah. I'm gonna quicken spell firebolt one of them.
Okay.
So I have theories. Does a 19 hit?
Yes.
That is some dog shit rolls. 9 damage.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know you could roll that low.
Oh,
Okay.
it's 2 twos.
Yeah, 2 twos. All right. So you cast your firebolt at one of the minor images that have come out from the split, and as it impacts its shoulder squarely, you can see that there's once again like a char mark where there is some blackened effect on its skin, but it is very rapidly and very briefly present as it refreshes itself. And so far as you can tell, there's been no permanent impact to the creature.
Okay. Given all of that information, I will use second one. Oh wait, no, I already used my bonus action. Never mind.
Okay,
I will stand here.
sounds good. Excuse me, Yane. There's now 2 creatures in front of you where there was once one. It was split in half by an orb of lightning that caused it to temporarily lose its constitution and reform into 2 other beings. They did so rather rapidly. What do you do?
Here's the question. Can I just run without them reacting, or will they, like, because they've been, that's the fucking assholes.
So far as you have noticed thus far, the creature does not, the larger ones had not been able to react to your guys' movement.
Right. Thank you for that wording.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna try to I'm not gonna fucking get hit by these again. So I'm gonna try to move out of their range back here.
Okay. So they appear to be much more nimble as they grow smaller, and they each take an attack of opportunity on you.
Okay.
20 hits, and you take you take 4 points of piercing damage as it strikes into you, and 3 points of acid damage as well, as its lingering effects of the piercing damage kind of permeate through your body. But you've moved. What do you do now?
I don't think I can do much. I don't think blunt force trauma does anything to these guys. I guess I haven't tested it.
Splatter them, dude.
That they might split again if you splatter them.
The thing that worries me is that we shot an arrow into it, and the arrow never, like, it just fucking dissipated. Like, it's gone.
But arrows are piercing, though.
Right, but I just figured that I'm gonna lose a fucking weapon.
I see what you're saying.
Danger, but yeah, I mean, we need to figure it out, or we're gonna die.
Right, clearly.
Your body's in danger, buddy.
Yeah, no, my body's. Yeah.
No, mine is in danger.
You guys have moved far enough away to the point where they're reforming their circle. They have not coagulated yet to the point where they're back together again.
All right. Well, then I'm gonna move back in and see if I can pull them out again.
Okay.
And then I'll end.
So they maintain a sense of combat. All right. Tammin, your turn.
I'm gonna cast Second Wind. 15. Just
Okay.
The doctor order.
You fight back some of the adverse effects on your constitution after being almost frozen to death.
Huh? My arm is fucking destroyed.
that hasn't changed. It's still dead.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's a pretty adverse effect. I'm gonna walk back in.
Tim is probably gonna get his arm back before I get my con back.
I'm gonna slice this guy up. I don't know, dude. Losing an arm like that is pretty.
I think you froze it. I don't think you're cursed. I'm pretty sure you.
A 14.
No, I know. I'm just.
I don't think it's cursed. I think it's.
So you're slashing. You're slashing at the creature.
At the tiny guy right here in front.
The tiny one, sure. You actually miss. It kind of senses the attack coming. And it evades it. Oh, well, you have a D4 to your attack rolls? Okay, so you hit. You hit?
Oh, yeah. 14.
Oh, all right.
And I'll actually activate the Nimbus Blade for lightning damage for 3.
What?
Well, the lightning orb did something, so let's see what it does.
Okay. I think we know what it's going to do.
Okay.
Yeah, it'll split into
so, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I agree. I have my theories.
I think that we make them tiny until they don't exist.
Okay, so now there are two even smaller
Okay.
versions. But important to note, so you connected, so like your slash, it almost ducked away and evaded. But there's this divine guidance, this little boost that pushed your hand just a little bit further, it extended your reach just a little bit farther, and you connected squarely with the top of its head, in quotes, and you slice through it. And before you even ignite the Nimbus blade to enact the lightning damage in addition to what you've done, it is already split into two parts, and it's starting to reform into two other devices. You have dealt the damage to it.
That's good to hear. I'm going to attack the little one again.
I should not say that you've dealt damage to it. You have split it.
Yeah,
Okay.
I know what you mean.
Sure. Yeah. Go ahead.
13. Oh my god.
But you get your D4.
That's a
Okay.
17 to
You
hit.
connect. Yeah.
We'll hit this boy right here.
Sure.
That's also with plus 3 lightning for 17 total.
Okay. So this time, as you slice into it, it has already been reduced to the point where it doesn't seem like it's going to separate itself any further. Like, because it's so small, when you slash into it, it's already reforming onto itself. Like it's that close together and it's that compact. The effect of the lightning on it, though, does appear to jolt it and kind of like cause a shiver to pass through its body. But other than that, the blade passing through it itself didn't appear to have any effect.
Okay, well, since I'm useless other than this anyway, I'm going to action surge.
Okay.
And I'm going to move over here and slice this guy up.
Okay.
Jesus.
These are some
15
rolls,
to hit?
dude.
Yeah, I know.
15 hits.
14 plus 3 lightning.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, once again, you pierce and split it to the point where it is another set of two globules.
Okay. Well, I don't. How far did I move? I'll move up here and do the same thing for the big boy up here. My last attack.
Okay.
I guess I need to not be standing on top of Yane. He's a giant man.
I'll stand on top of you.
26 to hit. 12 plus 3 lightning.
Okay. You succeed in splitting this creature as well.
And then I will use a superior healing potion.
You already
Okay.
second win.
Yeah, that is
Oh, you're
correct,
right.
actually.
That's a bonus action. Never mind. That's the end of my turn.
Misha, it's your turn.
So just to double check, when I did that radiant damage, there was absolutely no effect from it.
So far as you could tell.
Okay. I don't have a smashing device here. It's not a thing I do.
That's true, but
Yeah. The only thing I have is
I
like
mean,
a
these
bow,
are
like a
tinier creatures now.
crossbow.
Maybe they'll have some effect now that you're not so tiny.
True, maybe. Actually, and even still, I think magic is still better for me than maybe trying to crossbow. So I'll try a Toll the Dead on one of the tiny ones.
Okay.
I haven't tried necrotic damage yet.
The bell rings out once again, and it appears to have absolutely zero effect on these creatures.
Oh god.
It's what, 13?
No, it's 23 damage is what it would have been, but
if they
Nice,
had
we can
taken
save.
damage and
The 17 save.
with a 17 save, but it has no effect on them.
no, as I say, I have a feeling
Yeah.
it's not that the spell didn't. I don't think the spell missed. I think
They just
These
are
things
literally
just- they're-
immune to the damage.
they're immune to like everything I can do. Sorry, guys. I'm. Oh,
Just heal me. dude.
sorry. You are on your own. I'm trying. Nothing is working.
All right. Is that the end of your turn?
Like, can I do any kind of deduction on the type of damage that I could do to this creature? Because I've seen several different kinds come through. I've seen lightning damage.
Sure. So you have seen lightning damage jolt a creature into two. You've seen lightning damage have a small and minor effect on one of the smaller creatures, but that creature was also small to begin with. You've seen that piercing or slashing damage does to some extent affect it in that it might split them into smaller creatures, but none of these creatures, as far as mass goes, I mean, they're still the same that they were before in every aspect. So
They've never actually taken damage. They've just split.
maybe. Tough to tell.
Does Carol's, do your Storm Sister's blessing thing do like a area of effect around you?
No, that's the cleansing fire.
Never mind.
That's holy.
Yeah, and that doesn't seem to do anything either. Okay. Keep smashing them until they turn to tiny little puddles. I don't know.
All right. Misha, you're done, yeah?
Yep, I'm still around my shield.
Okay.
I'm behind my shield.
All right. So, let's see. Okay, I need to zoom in a little bit here. All right. Okay, so this creature, this one, he's got shrunk a little bit. He surges across the floor. Not exactly quickly, so I wouldn't say
Which one?
surge. He slithers across the floor, the one I'm
This
moving
is
right
the
now.
Big boy.
No, it's the little one.
Oh, I see.
And he gets to the point where he is at the base of Tammon's foot, and it starts to crawl up his leg. It's going to make a attempt to grapple you.
No.
It's the weirdest grapple in the world.
Let me acrobatics out of this.
17 to hit.
Yep, that does not hit. Yes.
Does not hit. Okay, so you kind of
I have 19 AC right now because my other arm can't wear a shield anymore.
Yeah.
So
so you kind of quick step your way around its grasp as this almost like a ditto sized pile of goop crawls towards you and tries to do something to you, hump your leg or something. This one does the same thing to Yane. 28 to hit. So it does connect, I imagine.
Yeah.
So 5 points of piercing damage as it attaches to your leg. Your movement is reduced by 10. And you also take 4 points of acid damage. And so this thing has attached itself to you and it's crawling up your leg. And as it's doing so, it feels like you're getting pierced by thousands of needles crawling up your leg. This one moves, but doesn't reach anybody. Oh, wait, how far did it have to go? Oh, no, it can reach. Oh, it can reach. It can definitely reach you. This one. Oh, yeah, this one can reach you too. Oh, yeah. So it slithers across the ground, and two more are going to attempt to attach themselves to you. 16 doesn't hit you.
Mm-mm.
28 again does. You take 6 points of piercing damage and 4 points of acid damage. As 2 of them are now attached to you, your movement speed is reduced by 20.
All right.
Then, Tammin, these 2 creatures move to engage with you, and they attempt to batter you down. So each gets 2 attacks.
Oh no.
So 26 hits,
Mm-hmm.
22 hits,
Mm-hmm.
21 hits,
Jeez.
an 18
18 just misses.
just misses. Okay, so 3 hits. So you take 22 points of piercing damage.
-6, I'll parry.
Okay, and then you also take
So 16.
11 points of acid damage.
16 plus 11 is 27, which is my exact hit point value, so I am unconscious.
So you fall to the floor unconscious, and the globule, the small one that's next to you, appears to try to kind of overtake your corpse. You can see it's
Yeah.
just crawling over your body. This one right here that you guys see that was on the far end, it kind of was difficult to represent in this image, but it stretches itself thin and attempts to cover the outside the triangle ring. It doesn't ever cross the triangular
I have
threshold.
to fix something. I'm sorry.
Go ahead. You're fine.
My dex modifier thing for this was just a manual 4, but I actually have a dex mod of 5 since my dex is 20, so I have 1
Sure.
HP.
Oh, okay, perfect. So we'll go ahead and make that adjustment.
1 HP, boys.
So the last creature, this one right here, I don't have a very good way of representing it since it's not like an actual token, but it disincorporates and returns to its form of holding the bars, essentially. So there's now a very thin cage, essentially, around the font. And with that, I'm going to run to the restroom real quick. But it is Kirill's turn next.
Dope. I'm gonna
Okay.
get some more water. Be right back.
So game plan this, boys.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna fucking slash these boys into oblivion and then just fucking die.
I mean, I could like lay on hands you and shit. But you kind of all out of lightning shits.
I have returned.
Oh,
Let me adjust that parry skill. Very nice.
I'm back.
Dawgs.
Sorry. All right. So, Kirill, it's your turn. If you're here.
I am here, and I'm gonna walk up, and I'm just gonna start cast Storm Sister's Blessing.
Okay.
Oh, all right. Where's the fucking building? I don't know where it is.
D6, extra movement, no attacks of opportunity.
Yeah, I know that. I just wanted to click the button. Fuck it. No, here it is. So I'm gonna smash the ones. I'm gonna start slashing these off of fucking Tammin.
Okay. Are you targeting the smallest one or one of the medium-sized ones?
Well, I'm gonna hit the small ones. Where the fuck is my javelin? Not my javelin, my magic lance.
Magic Lance. Okay. And you do have D4 as well, but that hits.
Oh, yeah, sure, that hits, and it's,
A 15 seems to hit these creatures.
yeah, and I'm gonna use D6 lightning.
Okay. And you said one of the medium-sized ones?
No, the small ones.
The smallest one, okay.
Small one that's like kind of like crawling in his mouth like some weird fucking thing.
Sure, yeah. And you deal 3 lightning damage. Okay. So this is the same one that Tammin had originally hit earlier on with the lightning damage from his Nimbus Blade. And you, again, jolt the Mercurial Ooze, which is what they are, or what I'm calling them anyways. And it seems to almost want to split and divide again, but it can't, and still retain its magical hold. So it just kind of insulates itself and takes the damage, or grounds itself and takes the damage rather. In any case, that's one swing.
Sure, I'm gonna hit it again.
Okay.
The same one?
Bigger one. Wait, what do you mean by it takes damage? Does it look worse for wear? Does it look like it's sizzling?
It looks like it's not regenerating or re-oozing itself as fast as its counterparts. Perhaps
like that.
it's at 20. It's at 80% capacity as opposed to 100 in its speed. A very subtle difference, but a difference.
Smashing it again.
Sure, that hits. Okay, you pierce into its body. Its flesh kind of molds around your lance, but the lightning damage pierces through and jolts the body.
Okay,
Once again.
I'm gonna smite it. I'm gonna do a big dick smite.
Okay.
Nice big dick.
So you pump radiant energy into this creature, and as you do so, you notice that it has regained all effects that it's lost, all power that it's lost from your lightning effects, and you seem to have undone your work.
Oh no! All right, I just say, don't use lightning damage, and don't use holy, don't
Radiant.
don't radiant them, guys. Get a shock.
Oh, no, guys.
In
I guess I'll
general.
help 'em if it's radiant.
Okay, and are you staying within range?
Yeah.
Okay. Then with that, Haldir.
Okay, so I just want to confirm.
Yes.
When I shot my fire bolts at them, it didn't seem like it was ineffective. It just seemed like they healed through the damage, basically. I mean, not exactly that's how it looked like, but you can perceive it as that, right?
Aldir, you have to do frost.
So what you have noticed so far is on the larger masses that you shot your firebolt into, which has been generally targets for the firebolts.
Except for I did
except
shoot
for the
one at the
last
medium one,
Yeah,
but
at one at the medium one. Yep. So at the larger ones, the effect was so quickly overwhelmed that, so far as you could tell, the impact and the damage of it was negligible. It didn't even notice it. With the medium
Yeah.
one, it lasted a little bit longer. The effect of it being burnt, but again, it wasn't really anything to really note to be of note. And it quickly, the sheen on the creature reappeared.
but it's more like it's shrugging it off, and then it's not, and other than it's like not effective at all, right?
There appears to be some effect to the creature itself, but it doesn't appear to be the most. I mean, you've seen lightning split it in two. That's something different.
Am I allowed to like yell
I-
something out to Haldir?
Yeah, no, I know.
As I figured it out.
So I think I'm gonna shoot a chromatic orb at the one that's the small one on Tammin.
The small one on Tammin. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
So let's do that.
Okay.
That's gonna hit.
Very precise. Yeah.
And
13 points.
Yeah, we're gonna do cold damage,
Okay.
and I want to observe the effects, obviously.
Okay. So it's crawling over the top of Tammin's leg as he almost fell down. He kind of recovered his step, and you appear to have. And this is one that Kirill was poking with his spear point as well. Excuse me. And as you hit it with that 13 points of cold damage, it freezes up and doesn't appear to be moving or doing anything at this exact moment.
Okay.
Misha wants to yell out, "Play golf."
So
Does she know what golf is?
Play golf.
Yeah, but I don't know if I have a golf
see,
cricket.
think here.
We gotta. Okay.
But it doesn't. So it's just frozen, right? As
It's
far as I
frozen
can
and
tell?
solid, and it kind of got blasted back off of Tammin's leg, but other than that, it's kind of like retained this like Grimer position where he's just like gonna try and eat Tammin.
Please no, dude. Oh,
Okay. Now, sorry, I have a lot of questions. So, back to earlier when I shot these fire things, right?
Mm-hmm.
I realized they were healing fat, or they were like shrugging it off quickly, right? And it was like a little bit different rate at the smaller level.
Mhm.
What, like, so I was that like instantaneously, or is that like over the course of my turn that happened, or like?
So you would say that the effect on the largest creature, it was almost instantaneous. Say you have 3 bars of metal, right? One's 6 foot tall, one's 3 foot tall, and one's a foot tall, and you blast it with a flamethrower for 3 seconds. The 6 foot tall one, while it does have more mass, it's not going to heat up as much as
just
opposed to the
wondering, like,
3 foot tall or the 1 foot
amount
tall
of
one.
actual duration. Like,
Each step smaller in size reduced its recovery rate by the fire by a third. So if over the course of 2 seconds the large one was completely healed, and over the course of 4 seconds the medium was completely healed, and over a course of 6 seconds the smallest one was completely healed.
Jesus Christ.
okay, because I'm basically deciding if I want to try and freeze another one of these things, or if I think that now that they're small enough, we need to one-shot them to kill them.
Mhm.
That's kind of where my head's at. So, oh my, it's so dumb. I will quicken spell chromatic orb
Okay.
at one of the at like this fucker right here. Wait, not wrong tool. This one. Medium guy in front of Tammin.
Okay.
15 hit.
15 just hits.
Okay, called again. So,
Okay.
because my other
so-
idea was to fireball everything and try and kill it, but just
Sure.
it's all stacked up.
Yeah. So you deal 11 points of cold damage to one of these medium-sized ones, and it kind of like slows its movement a little bit, like it's regenerative. And when I say regenerative, I don't necessarily mean that it's literally healing it. It's just like the way that it's rebuilding itself constantly slows.
Yeah.
It's tempered a little bit, but it doesn't stop its movement completely. It still appears to react to the life force around it,
Shit.
focusing some attention
Fireball.
onto Tammin and some attention onto Kirill.
All right. I will second wind. Wait, no, I can't do that. Never mind. I'll stand here. Same thing I did last.
Classic. All right. It happens. Haldir's turn is complete. Yane, there are two of these little globbers. They're globbing on you.
They're a globbing. All right,
And
I'm just
there's
gonna
a third
start-
that's snapping at you.
I'm gonna
As,
start swinging away.
Heads up, and because you're swinging, we have a basically frozen ice ball 0 thing in the center of the room.
Right.
If they
I wonder
enter
if-
it, just saying.
Figure I could throw them in
You
there.
should play golf. Yeah.
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 I agree. I heard the golf part already. So yeah, I'm gonna,
Misha's off of the corner. Play golf. Play golf.
yeah, that's
Or
exactly
cooking.
what I'm gonna do.
Whatever.
The one that's not currently attached to me, I'm gonna swing at.
All right.
Nice.
That hits. 15 points of damage. Okay.
So I'm trying to push it like more than
Yeah. So you're kind of like line up your swing in a sense that you're knocking it into the
center of
the
the
font.
orb.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. And go ahead and make a strength check.
Mm. Ow.
Okay.
Strength save,
that-
but
It's not a save, right?
no.
It's not a save, but he has advantage.
It's the same.
I would say he has advantage. Okay. So you smash into this creature, and you cleave off a large portion of its body, and it is launched into the void.
Mhm.
And as it is, you see that glob of this almost liquid metal. You see it splatter against
Mhm.
the surface of the darkness, and it holds its shape.
Mm.
And it remains there. The creature itself is still maintaining its form. It's now
Mhm.
very small,
Right.
but you have applied 15 points to this frozen mass, and now there's a probably 7-inch splotch of
Mhm.
this silver frozen solid, and maintaining its space in the air.
Okay. Then
That's
I'm gonna,
your first attack.
yeah,
like
I'm
a
gonna
big
clean up the
That's
current
our
one.
way with this. That's how we get this thing out of here.
Yeah, I'm gonna clean up the current one that's left on the ground still.
Okay.
Oh my god.
You have
left.
yeah.
Mm-mm.
Oh, you gotta roll
Oh, I
a
didn't hear. I
d4.
thought you said-
Yeah, you're blessed.
If you roll a 1, you don't
Yeah.
you still don't hit.
All right, D4. You
Oh my
motherfucker.
god!
Okay.
Unlucky.
No! Yay!
It's just so stinking small,
I'd
man.
ask what are the chances, but we know what the chances are.
Can I use my
1d4,
blade cloak too? I'm gonna do that real quick. Since they're I
since
guess
they're
I can.
kind of Slurp it on you. Yeah, you
on
kind of
me,
have to do.
yeah.
You have to do that when they make their attacks.
Okay.
Okay. Those are your 2 attacks. You do anything with your bonus action?
I don't. Fuckers have second wind, and I don't. Assholes.
Oh.
No.
One level fighter.
What was that?
Making fun of 1 level fighting.
Yeah.
1 level fighter. All right. Okay.
Yeah,
So that's the end of your turn.
Yeah.
Tammin, you're currently engaged with
I
2
am
medium-sized
about to
mercurial
die,
oozes.
actually.
There's 1 small-sized mercurial ooze right next to you. You see a splash of silver running across the mass
I'm
in
gonna
the
take the
center.
disengage action.
That's probably a good, well advised.
That's my turn.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Misha, your turn.
I wish I had a mage hand. So I don't, but I do have a sword. Oh God, I don't want to engage. All right, so I'm gonna go up here. I'm gonna try to take my sword and with its scabbard still on, like 4, and try to like knock it into the orby thing there in the center.
Okay. So there are 2 of them that are directly attached to Yane. Like they're on his legs. They're crawling up his legs. Then there's the third, which is half there and half splashed onto the center. Which one are you attacking?
I imagine the ones are they all equally small?
The one that was splashed onto the center by Yane's mace is it's 15 points smaller.
Okay, and the ones that are on Yane, I'm assuming they're fairly anchored on, since they seem to be stabbing him as
they're on
climbing
there.
up.
Yeah, they're crawling up his legs. It's like he's got silver greaves on right now.
I don't have strength, so I'm gonna go for the one that's on the ground. That's not
Okay.
attached to him.
Sure.
I wish I could take one off.
And you're
but
kind of blunt edge of the blading smashing into it.
I've still got the scabbard on. I'm just trying to like knock it, like
Okay.
swing and like, bounce it, like.
Sure. Yeah,
Thank you
that's
for keeping
perfectly
the
fine.
scabbard on.
Why don't you make an attack roll with disadvantage while you do that?
Oh my god, is that like 1d20 plus 1 for strength?
Yeah, if it's a strength-based weapon, yeah.
The silver
do you have a
sword.
proficiency bonus? Yeah.
It's a silver short sword, though, right? And you do have proficiency bonus because this is a weapon that you're proficient with.
What?
You're a fighter, and you have proficiency with all weapons.
Didn't know that. Okay. So wait, what am I rolling?
Forgotten
1d20
what you
plus 1.
You started with a level of fighter in the whole campaign.
I've never played fighter.
I know, but everyone in this group started with level 1 fighter except you.
That's really bad.
That is really bad.
Yeah.
You swing over the top of it, it ducks low, and you miss it by inches.
Damn.
That's your attack. A bonus action.
Bonus action. I hate to get rid of my blast spell, but out of curiosity, with spiritual weapon. Never mind. I can't. It
Is that
doesn't
radiant?
include it in the spell. I was thinking if I could use my spiritual weapon to knock something into something, but I don't think you can because it's not written as part of the spells.
I'm pretty sure spiritual weapon does radiant damage as well.
Nah, it's force damage.
Oh, okay. Well, it could work. It's not written. It's not rules as written that a weapon knocks stuff into oblivion, right? So
All right. Well, some of the weapons could appear as a hammer, and I forget what I chose. But bonus action, sorry about the bless. Use a spiritual weapon.
okay,
Cast and try again.
sure, same target.
Yeah.
Okay, that hits. You guys lose bless.
I can't click. My thing is being stupid. I have to like reload. I think Roll20 is crashing on me.
It's still good. What's your spiritual
There we go.
weapon?
I got it.
7 points of force damage. Okay. Go ahead and make a. Go ahead and make a. Just a spell casting attack roll. If you have +9 to your attack roll, then you succeed. So
I
you
have
succeed.
I do a plus.
Yeah. Okay, I see that you had. That's why I said that. Okay, so you succeed in dealing another 7 points of damage to that small ooze, and you blast its essence into the void, and you cover a larger portion of the void with this silver ooze, and it instantly freezes and hardens into a larger portion of what you would almost describe as a shell. In any case, that ends your turn, which brings it to the ooze's turn. So the two that are crawling up Yane's legs are going to continue to crawl up his torso.
Oh no.
And they do so. And they are now, they've moved up to your shoulders. And they're now almost reaching the, okay, so use the cloak, sure. So they've reached the point where they're like around your neck, and they're crawling and reaching up, stabbing needles up across your neck and coming in almost to your mouth.
I'm
Okay.
about to dip my head into the fucking fun.
All right. And so you take
Cute.
you take
Cute.
It's cute blade beta cloak.
Mhm. It's
Okay,
cute.
just making. Okay.
13 points of piercing damage
Okay.
and 4 points of acid damage.
Okay.
Kirill, these two creatures that are next to you are going to move, and they're going to attempt to attack you, each of them getting 2 attacks. 19 being the highest.
Nope.
So none of them hit. This one is going to move towards Yane. And the other one, the one that's just barely there, is going to start to climb up your leg if it can. 23 hits. So you take 5 points of piercing damage and an additional 2 points of acid damage from that one as it starts to climb you. And then a final one attempts to grapple you. And it's 15 points. 15 is the attack roll, and it doesn't hit you.
Nope.
So your movement speed is currently slowed by 30 instead of 40. Which, oof. Okay, all right. This creature, the far one that was forming a barrier, it reforms on this side as a creature, and is currently attempting to safeguard, but it does not move any farther away. Okay. That passes their turn. Kirill, it's your turn. You've just been attacked by these two creatures. They weren't able to pierce your earthen armor or your shield.
All right, this one right here in front of me, I'm gonna take my lance and I'm gonna use it like as a hockey stick, and I'm just gonna try to bash it right into the void.
Okay, go ahead.
so long to that care about that blast, but that misses, so I'm gonna do it again.
Mm-hmm. You
Alright.
thwack at it. It beats it away the first time. You thwack again. Go ahead and make a strength check with disadvantage. Okay. So you beat and batter it, but it still has mass to it. It's almost the same size as you.
I want to use lightning on it.
Okay.
Snap, crackle, pop.
All right. You snap, crackle, and pop him into two different beings. Little oozes crawling around. Okay, those are your two attacks. Bonus action?
No.
Movement?
I think I'm good.
All right. Okay. So we'll just for my bearings here. Originally, Yane, you dealt 15 points of damage to that smaller one, and then Misha did 7. Okay.
Did I do any?
I think mine landed on the shell of the thing, though, too.
It did. Yes. I'm sorry. That's the amount of damage that I'm talking about.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
All right. That ends Kirill's turn. Haldir, it's your turn.
Okay. So
I should say that one of those that made an attack, let's say the one that didn't hit on Kirill or on Yane, is actually frozen solid from Haldir's attack. So.
Okay, I think I'm just gonna this one right here is still full size, right?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna chromatic orbit for cold. Don't think it really matters. Or not, sorry, I meant lightning. Don't think it really matters what the damage is, but it's a 7.
Correct. Okay.
And then does it split?
It does.
Okay. How many sorcery points do I have left? God. I just lose my fucking character sheet. I believe I quicken spell twice so far.
You have?
Yeah. Okay. So I can still do it 2 more. Okay, yeah. I'm gonna quicken spell again. And I'm gonna chromatic orb. The other
Okay.
one.
The other
I
one.
think we just one of the two that fucking split. Because I
Sure.
think we just need to get these all small enough that we can just get them on this thing. So it's kind of where my head's at. So same thing.
Definitely the right move.
I miss.
You do. Flies over, enters the void, and is never seen again.
All right.
Alrighty. If that ends your turn, Yane, there
Oh my
is
God.
2 masses of quicksilver that are about to enter your mouth. There's another on your leg, and there's another frozen solid right next to you.
I mean, I'm gonna try to tear off one of them first. And
Okay.
See if I can actually do that.
So make an attack roll.
Okay. Well, how should I just do a D20 or?
Yep. So no bonus to damage with your weapon. So 2 plus your proficiency plus your strength.
Oh.
Which is
Would be 9, right?
2,
Yeah, 9.
10.
10? 5
you're
and
a
4.
monk, right?
Efficiency is 4 and strength is 5.
Misha's drunk.
So be 11
That
overall.
might be.
11
Barbarian.
overall.
Yeah.
He is
Yeah.
a barbarian.
So you grip under it and you are yanking it away, and it just barely holds on. It rolled a 12, and it's like the little pins and needles that it has put into your body, and then like spread a little bit and like sprouted into your veins and stuff. It's just barely holding on. You could feel like the skin yanking away from your flesh as you try and rip it off.
Oh my god! I might do a noble sacrifice right here.
Are you raging? Oh no!
Again?
You only have 10 feet of movement.
I know, and that's all I need.
It is
To fly onto
That's
the
so
orb? Oh my
sad.
god. Don't
I
do
mean,
that.
Dude, if these things enter my body, it's game over.
Yeah, that wouldn't be good.
It's game over no matter what.
What do you do? What do you do, Yane?
Shut
What
up.
do you do, Yane?
Can I attempt to rip off the other one?
You can make another attack to try and rip one off.
I'm gonna try to do it again. Okay.
And just to be clear, you're not raging right now?
I'm not raging. And
Okay.
Yeah.
He's the most unragingest barbarian we've ever seen. 16.
Plus
Whatever.
9.
Plus 9. Yeah. So 25.
So you succeed in ripping off another one that is just about to enter your mouth. So with your right hand, you failed. With your left hand, you're like, oh shit!
Good thing I'm lefty.
You rip it off, and it falls to the ground next to you.
Okay. There's no way I can do an attack at this point.
Here, you've used your 2 attacks.
Yeah. Oh my god. So there's 2. Okay. So one of them was on the ground in front of me. That's still in range. One of them I just tore off. And then I probably should move, but I don't want to leave Misha. No, I'm gonna stay here.
No,
Misha,
no. Do whatever you gotta do. That's
Does he have
You
more
are gonna
movement
get
speed now that the thing is off him?
Each one
I have-
reduces its movement speed by 10.
right. So I should be down to 10.
If
reduced
you move,
to-
or are you disengaged?
Only reduced by 10.
Right. I'd be disengaged. No,
You
wouldn't
can't.
Or reduced by
disengage.
20. Reduced by
Yeah.
20.
So I mean, I can only move 20, and then you have 4 of them in front of you. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna stay here and be a meat shield for Misha.
Aw. I'm gonna try to rip one off of your face,
Please, that would be fantastic.
and I'll try to blast it. With
It's just like my
force.
eyes are looking over at you, like, hey, remember that time when
just-
we were like holding
I
each
just-
other?
Aw. I guess this is why. No, I didn't want to try smacking you with a hammer.
No, please
It
smack
seems like
me
a
with
bad
hammer.
idea.
Please, I'll take it.
Can you?
I'll take it rather than pins and needles inside my stomach.
Okay.
Go for it.
Is that the end of your turn, Yane?
Yeah, it is.
Damn it, it's your turn.
Tammin can shoot it off.
Yeah, I don't think I wanna
I'll
shoot
fucking
at
turn
you.
face and present arms for
I
you.
wanna shoot. I'm basically shooting you.
This is like the apple. This is like the apple on the
Yeah,
head
I haven't had the
thing.
greatest rolls.
I don't think Tammin can even shoot a bow.
Yeah, I actually
got a
literally can't. I have one.
Oh, that's right. You
I
have
have
one
one arm.
arm.
Unless I.
I've seen those
I
girls do it with
shoot-
one leg.
I shoot. I do the Lord of the Rings thing. Someone come here and brace for me.
Oh my
Um,
god.
No, I'm pretty much worthless actually, but I can come up and help. I just have 1 HP. I'm gonna slash this guy
Why are you doing this 1 HP?
because what the fuck else am I gonna do?
That's the one that is frozen solid right now.
Oh,
Kick it.
why
Fucking
don't
kick it.
Yeah.
Can I pick it up and throw it onto the orb?
You can, yeah. You can attempt to.
I'm
Make a
going
strength
to attempt
strength
to
check.
with my good arm.
Okay.
A strength check from Tammin.
Strength
Never
check
go
and
low.
yeah, so you don't have 2 arms, so this can be a disadvantage.
12.
So 12.
I think he
don't-
can pick
I
it
don't
up.
think we have blessed anymore.
No, you don't.
You're not blessed
but-
right now.
I mean, it's non-moving. It's frozen.
Right.
Doesn't
You're
weigh that
throwing
much.
it 7 feet.
I think the thing
Yeah,
is if you
you're-
can actually
you're not
hit it-
throwing it
This is
that
my
far.
biggest contribution.
Okay.
Like,
Make
underhand
so
grab
you
across.
so you pick it up.
I just realized I stepped.
Make an attack roll. A strength-based attack roll. So,
Isn't that what I?
a straight D20.
Oh,
yeah,
see.
another one that
Straight
you just
D20
did.
-1.
Yeah.
That's an 8.
So you toss it, and it shatters to the ground, just in front of where you want it to be. Instead of actually hitting it, it falls a little bit short.
Now there's
One-handed
30 little
toss,
mini ones.
like 25 pounds. Didn't
Yeah.
work.
I'm gonna slash this guy off
Okay.
Mr. Yane's
Sure.
chest.
It's not the one that's attached to me.
The one that are you attacking the one that's attached to you, or are you attacking the one that's on the
I'm
ground?
attacking the one that's on the ground.
Thanks.
I don't want to slash you on accident.
Fuck, I don't care.
He's
Alright,
honestly.
if he doesn't care, then I'll slash his chest. I'll slash at the guy
What's
on his chest.
It's near
It's really his
face.
neck, but
On
yeah,
his
okay.
neck, yeah, even better.
Go for it.
Clearly it's flanking because it's on his chest.
15 hits, yeah, 15 hits. Well, okay, you know that actually makes
I don't
sense.
think it makes
So-
sense.
Yeah, it does. I mean, it doesn't. It's there's no way for it to really defend it. I'd say it's a crit.
Alright, well, it's a 12.
So you do 12 damage, and you deal 12 damage to Yane as well. When you dive in to pierce
That's
it,
fine. That's fine.
you stab in the.
Wait, did it crit Yang too?
It
Well,
only crit Yane.
a little bit of
No,
both.
it didn't crit
So,
Yang.
so, so the creature. Oh, you're going to
Yeah.
prevent the attack.
I'll
Okay.
Shut up,
prevent
Misha.
the-
So you deal 10
Preventing
points of
crit.
damage.
It's a double crit.
Preventing 2. Yeah.
Yeah, might as well.
So
Yeah, that's not worth it, but...
I mean, there's not really a lot of her to do with the reaction. So you stab into the creature to try and yank it off Yane, and as you do, it just kind of like avoids and it's like parting water as you stab into it, where it exposes Yane's flesh just before you stab into it, and Misha sees it, and he's just like shocked face. Pikachu, like, oh my gosh, you stabbed it directly at Yane's neck and it hit him. And, but she cancels out the crit as you pierce him into, his gigantic shoulder muscles, neck muscles rather, and you don't deal a fatal blow to his jugular.
How much did I take?
You take
12?
10 points of piercing
Oh.
damage.
Okay. All right.
Is that it? I think that's it. That's your move, unless you're going to move away.
Please. Damn
Damn
At
it.
least scrape
That's
it
I
off
will
him.
move away.
Okay.
I
Okay.
don't think I want to
You
really
scrape
stay here
it
in the
off,
cold
is what you said?
zone.
Okay, Misha, it's your turn.
All right. So I'm blasting your face. It sounds like.
Yeah. Not the first time.
Huh?
Oh,
Hurry up. Blast my face.
Blast me!
blast him.
Obviously, I'm actually aiming for the creature.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to knock it off his
19 hits.
into the thingy.
And it is force damage, okay?
Yeah.
So you knock off a splash of it, make another spell attack. Just straight +9. So, you did the d20 +9, which is 23. Okay, yeah. So you blast off a piece of the uppermost globule that's reaching into Yane's mouth. It's still there surrounding his neck, but you've knocked off a portion and you've splashed it onto the void, dealing another 8 points of force damage, coating another portion.
I was going to laugh if it
is
hit
my
Kiro. Like,
bonus action to attack with it. So now there's still a piece on near his mouth.
yeah.
It's around his neck, like a quake.
Okay, I'm gonna try to see if I can yank it off and throw it. It's smaller, right?
It
Like, a lot
is.
smaller?
So
Okay.
you're going to need to make a strength-based attack roll, which you can do with your proficiency since it's an unarmed attack.
Oh, I get a proficiency of 4.
plus your strength, and then it's going to make a strength contest against you for however much damage you deal. If you actually hit it, but you didn't. Well,
15 doesn't hit?
no. 15 does hit. Yeah. So go ahead and roll a what's it? A D2 plus your strength mod. So.
So is that a coin?
A D2?
I think that it's actually just 1 point of damage if you don't have the monk proficiency to make your weapons or your fists deal more damage.
Plus half your it's like half your strength mod or some shit, but you probably don't have enough strength mod for it to matter.
I've got 1, so I think by default it just moves to
2 works. So you knock off another very small portion of its body away. And so this one's frozen solid. This one has taken
Thank you, Misha.
8 plus
hopefully.
2, so 10,
Piggy went to market.
15. Yep. Okay, and then it's 2 more off that. Okay. All right. Is that the end of your turn?
Yes, that was my action and my bonus action.
All right. So now it's the creature's turn. One is going to continue to crawl up Yane. We'll do that guy first. He doesn't. Yane. He's just swinging about just too dang much. This one has not yet attached itself to Yane. It is attempting to. Or no. This one was at its leg. So the first one was at its leg trying to climb up. This one wasn't attached to him and is attempting to climb up, and that was 21. Because you yanked one off. That's right. And 21 does hit. And then the last one is going to try to crawl into your mouth and up your nose. And it rolls a 21. So, Yane, you take from the initial effects, you take 14 points of piercing damage from that creature. And from the other one that's just starting to climb you, you take 4 points of piercing damage and 4 points of acid damage. The one that has pierced into your mouth crawls in. It's been blasted away a little bit. So it's not its full size, but it starts to crawl in and fill your mouth. You've got your mouth shut so tight, and it just seeps into you, filling your mouth with this ooze that tastes of a nasty metal, and burns you and numbs your mouth at the same time, and starts to slosh down your throat, against your will. It doesn't feel good.
No.
Okay.
That's all I can say about that. Now, this creature is going to move to attack Yane. This creature is going to move to attack Misha, and this one against Kirill. So, against Kirill, it makes 2 attacks, a 27 and a 9, or a 10 rather. So 27 hits, so you take 6 points of piercing damage reduced by however much you reduce it by.
Oh yeah, it's 4. I keep forgetting.
And then 5 points of acid damage. Then the creature is going to make its 2 attacks against Yane. 13 and a 23. The 23 hits. So you take 3, 5 points of piercing damage, and 6 points of acid damage.
Oh my god.
2 attacks against Misha. 28 and a 21. Do both of those hit?
Yeah.
And so you take 2d6 plus 16 points of piercing damage, and 7 points of acid damage. And then the 2 smaller ones are going to attempt to attach themselves to Kirill and reduce his movement and crawl up his body. And so they roll 22. Does 22 hit, Kirill?
Yeah.
So you take 8 points of piercing damage reduced and 2 points of acid damage as one starts to crawl up your leg, gets to your kneecap and kind of seeps in through your armor and starts to attack one of your kneecaps. I just had a spider ghetto drop in front of my face. That's pretty crazy, but that ends its turn. Your movement speed is reduced by 10, Kirill. And that ends their turn. Kirill, it is your turn.
All right.
You saw one of them disappear inside Yane's mouth.
We need to get rid of all the little ones before we keep breaking them up and giving them more turns.
All right. Which are there any still like right here in front of me?
One is on you. The other one is down below you. You kicked it off. And one took 2 stabs at you, one piercing your side.
All right. Well, the one that's not on me, I'm gonna fucking slap it into the fucking void.
Okay. Make an attack roll with disadvantage. 11 does not hit. It ducks underneath your blow.
Like this.
Yeah. Because
All right.
you're using it as a bludgeoning weapon when it is a piercing weapon.
Okay. Let's try that again.
Okay.
Don't you have a hammer?
No, I don't have a hammer.
He has a 2-handed sword and that.
Oh,
14 does not hit either. It's just ducking out.
I'm fucking moving out of this shit.
Okay, so I think you can still make that move. Yeah,
Yep.
you definitely can. But this guy's coming with you.
I think we're like really attracted to the thing, and
one of them is going to make an attack of opportunity on you.
Bring it.
Size one.
is Storm Sister's blessing over?
Oh, you're right. It's not. So it doesn't, and it did miss anyways. I think that's your second turn with it on.
Yes.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I'm positive. I'm positive it is. Yeah.
I think it's the third. He used it the first turn, and the next turn he used it again.
No,
but
he didn't.
also
He didn't
smited
use it on his
right?
very first turn.
Oh,
He didn't.
okay.
Yeah. So I think that was the second turn with it. Okay. Does that end your turn, Haldir? Or Kirill, rather?
Sure.
Haldir, it's your turn.
Okay. Well, I don't really know what to do.
Unless you can figure out a way to get that one out of Ying's mouth.
I think everybody needs to start thinking about how we're going to complete the objective, and not stop worrying about how we're going to save everyone. Because if we don't complete the objective, we're all dead.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
But there's just not a whole lot I'm really able to do here. I suppose this one is on the ground, and
Yes.
this one's on the ground, right?
Yes.
I'm gonna walk up here. This one is the one that's frozen to the thing, yeah?
Mhm.
Yep.
What's
I'm
the
gonna
one in
try
front of
and
it?
put this thing on this thing.
Whoa. What are you trying? You're trying to punt this to this?
Yeah.
Okay. With what? Your foot?
Pure determination and muscle.
Okay.
My hands.
You have
I'm just gonna pick it up. I'm just trying to pick it up.
You're just trying to pick it up and toss it in there. Okay, that's perfectly reasonable. So make an attack roll with your strength, and you do have proficiency bonus because You're proficient with your hands. You're a fighter.
20.
And even more than that, right? Or no, you don't have any strength mod. Okay.
I have
so
negative 1.
So you hit it.
Okay.
So now make a strength check to see or roll a d2 plus or -1. No. You're just trying to pick it up. You're grappling it.
Yeah,
right?
I'm grappling the motherfucker.
Okay. So you got it in your hands. You've got that fucker in your hands, as it were, and you're going to try and just drag it and toss it into it. Okay.
I'll slam it into it if I have to.
Slam it into it. Okay. Let's see. Let's say you have it grappled right now. You're not trying to blast off a bit of it. You're trying to grab the whole thing and toss it in. So
Yeah,
you
I'm
have
trying to like cradle it and so it's not seeping out and fucking
Sure,
get this
yeah.
bitch in there.
Yeah. Okay. So you have it in your hands. That's your action. Do you take a bonus action?
That's my action. Fuck, I don't know. Probably not.
Okay.
Well,
yeah, I think that makes sense. I think that you just have it in your hands right now.
I guess I'll second wind finally. Wherever the fuck that button went.
4 hit points. Nice. Yane, it's your turn. You can feel the creature squirming inside your esophagus. You can't breathe almost. You've got the COVID. What do? There's a creature attached to you.
No, I know.
Attached to your leg. There's a creature in Haldier's hands. There is a medium creature attacking you. There's a medium creature attacking Misha.
All right. I'm going to start walking forward. And I'm going to pick up everything in front of me. And I'm just going to walk right into the font.
Okay, so you currently have one creature attached to you.
Mm-hmm. It will work out. So I will have just enough to make it.
Okay. So, but you're moving through one of the other creatures. You're saying that you're trying to pick it up.
I'm attaching myself to it. I mean, obviously, if I come at it, it'll attach to me. I'm guessing.
Yeah, it'll try to attack you. But the medium ones don't try to attach you. Only the small ones do. But if you want to try and grab it and drag it along with you,
I'm pushing everything with me.
And push it along with you.
He's trying to bull rush.
Then you need to make it a strength check. Yeah. A strength-based attack roll, rather.
Okay.
With proficiency.
Oh. That would be fucking. Sorry, I'm eating as I'm doing this.
So your proficiency plus 5.
It'd be 12.
Maybe 12.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, I mean it's just kind of goes underneath your shoulder as you try and shoulder rush it and push it into the mass. You only have the one that's inside of you and the one that's on your leg right now.
Okay. I mean, I'm just walking towards it till I can't walk anymore.
I mean, you get to the point where you are now taking. You feel like if you stay here right now, you're going to take cold damage because the creature is on you, or because
I'm not caring about damage. I'm walking.
Okay. There is another creature that is frozen on the ground right in front of you. Are you picking it up?
Yeah.
Okay. And so you just kind of grab it by one of its little frozen arms.
Very dramatically.
Little childish arms.
Yay.
And you pick it up and you're just kind of smashing it over the top of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And what are you doing with the one that's attached to your leg?
I mean, I figured that if I get close enough, it doesn't matter. Just from the frost permeating from it. If I literally put my body on this thing,
they will freeze.
Right.
Because they are close enough to it.
Right.
But that does not mean that they will attach themselves and encase them in a shell.
I don't think I'm that coherent
fashion
in what I'm doing.
Okay.
I think this is just pure will.
Okay. So you're rushing it, and you pick up the one that's in front of you, and you just smash it into the orb. And then you got the other one that's attached to your leg, which is freezing, and the one that's inside of you, which is now frozen. And it's just like it's made it to the point where you're just like haggardly taking breaths. You take, and I would like you to make a Constitution saving throw.
So dramatic.
All right. So you take 13 points of cold damage. Excuse me.
Okay.
As you move into this creature, you freeze and shatter one over the top of this, the font of emptiness.
Mm-hmm.
So it takes.
I mean, I'm hanging on by a thread right now.
No. It is actually okay. Okay. All right. That's the end of your turn.
Wow.
One of them is dead. The other one is dead inside of you, and one is dead attached to your leg. Okay. That's Yane's turn. Tammin. You see Yane rush the font.
Changing my name to Yanesicle?
It's cool.
Which one of these are frozen?
Your nips are really hard.
Seriously.
Which ones are frozen? The ones that are directly attached to Yane.
So all of them but 3? Is that right?
So only one of them, because only one of them.
Two. One of them is inside of Yane.
Okay.
One of them is on Yane's foot. And this one isn't attached to anything. This one isn't attached to anybody.
And this one.
These two. No, they're
There's
fine.
only 2. Yeah. Okay.
All of these are just on the ground right now.
I feel
These.
worthless with my 1 HP.
Hey, you're still alive.
Yeah,
So
I
still
guess.
alive.
I'll pop a potion. Superior healing potion.
Okay.
At 44 plus 6.
Yep.
Nice. Back to 20.
That would be a greater. Is 2d4 plus 2d4
Yes,
plus
I thought
2.
superior was.
I think it's another 2d6 with the superior. That's the big boy one. So you get to roll another 2d6, so another 9.
All right. Well, I guess I'll try to kick this boy into the thing.
Okay.
Probably be another 2d4, not another 2d6. But
Yeah.
I rolled the wrong
Definitely
number.
meant 2d4.
No,
You're right.
I rolled 44 and then I just did the wrong number. I'll reroll. Okay, fine. Back to 24.
23. All right. So you're going to attempt to pick up one of the creatures and toss it into the void.
Yes.
Do so. Strength check to grab it, and a strength check to throw it, or strength attack roll to grab it, and strength attack roll to throw it.
15.
15 does
Yes.
succeed. Yeah. No, but Nimbus has +1 to it, and it's a Nimbus. So the Nimbus. So are you trying to cut off a portion of it and toss it in, or are you trying to grab the whole mass and throw it in?
I was trying to grab the whole thing. So if that's a 14, then I don't win.
Then you would not
I
succeed.
fail.
Yeah. It wouldn't even
okay.
be a 14th based on
Would I be able
strength.
to make another attack roll or no?
Yeah, you absolutely can. Yeah.
18.
18. And so what's your strength mod, by the way? Is this like
-1.
negative, right? -1. So instead of it being a +5, it would be a -1. So you would fail.
Okay.
But to grab
Sorry, I
something.
thought that you were saying that it was an attack roll to start and then a strength check to throw. Like to grab and then.
Yeah, but it's not an attack roll with your weapon.
Yeah, you're grabbing it with your
I
hand.
guess I don't see the difference in this instance.
Well,
Which is, I guess why I'm confused.
because your weapon is not the same thing.
as a
Right, so I'm
melee
saying
attack.
if I'm grabbing it with my hand and throwing it with my hand, wouldn't they be the same roll?
They
Same
would
type of roll?
be both strength types of rolls. You're
Okay.
correct.
Yeah, I guess. Okay. I just don't see why we call it an attack roll then. My bad.
Sure. No, I understand.
This one's a strength-based attack roll. One's a strength check to see if you're strong enough to pick it up. The other one's a strength-based attack roll because it's not. It's like a throwing weapon. It's like throwing a fucking.
It's different, even though they're the same check.
You're throwing it.
essentially.
You're throwing a
Like your
crate. Yeah.
Sure. I get that.
It's the difference
Yeah.
between throwing a knife and throwing like a boulder. You know.
Yeah, that
pretty
makes
much.
sense. All right, well,
Okay.
I fail both, so that's my turn.
Sure.
Rip.
All right. Amisha, it's your turn.
I want to do something. It's a little dark,
something.
but I really
I
want to
hope
do
so.
this. So, like,
Oh,
I
boy.
mean, I don't know if you remember the history I wrote for you, Tom.
I remember a portion of it. Yeah,
I have a lot of experience with taking apart bodies.
you do.
I do, like, a lot. I want to open up Yane's throat.
Yeah.
With
And
what?
I've got a
My own
silver
mace.
sword. I don't care. Dagger, anything. I'm gonna slice him open,
Okay.
Oh, my lord.
rip it out.
Okay. So Gain, you are very much resigned to your fate in this. That's my understanding of it.
Mm-hmm.
You're stepping into this cold, dark end. Do you attempt to avoid Misha's attack in any way, shape, or form?
I don't know if I mean,
You're
do I
acting a
have
little
any type of
delirious.
consciousness at this point? Like I'm.
I mean, it's just up to you. I mean, how
I
does
don't think consciousness is up to me, but yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I'm assuming I'll also be able to feel very easily, or at least see where this thing is like blocking.
So you're slashing open his throat.
Yes, avoiding the arteries that I.
I will say that it's an automatic critical because he's not attempting to avoid your attack at all.
No.
And so you automatically slash into his throat, cut it open, and as you do, you slam into the metal of a ice cold body or an ice cold chunk of quicksilver. And you also feel the cold permeating from this mass. It really gets even a little bit closer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fine.
So you slash into it. That's your action to do that. With your bonus action, you can heal or do anything like that, but
I can't rip it out.
You can't rip it out, not yet.
All right. In that case, Jane, you go after me. I think.
No,
I'm going to.
Yana has already gone.
I know, but he'll go before my next turn.
Yeah.
Be a man.
Oh no, I'll definitely go before your next turn.
But you do need to roll. So it's a silver short sword. So roll 2d6 plus your dex mod for damage.
Look at my dex mod. I think it's 2. It is 1.
So you deal 11 points of piercing damage as you slash into Yane's throat.
And I will yell at him to...
No. You deal 12 points of piercing damage because that's.
I had 4 health before.
Oh, are you dead now?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
So you're unconscious.
Down.
So
wait,
he doesn't fall down. He doesn't fall down.
Yeah.
He's still standing as he kind of like almost like moves into, starts to fall into the font of emptiness, and it freezes up. Like his joints freeze up, and he's not all the way in it yet.
Okay. Bonus action. Can I try to tackle him?
Away from the font?
Yeah, just away. I'm not trying to like.
Yeah, are you trying to like hold him back, basically?
Basically from falling into it.
I will say that it's
knock him down
you can bonus action hold him to the point where he's not falling in. I think that's reasonable. Otherwise, it would be more of an action oriented type of effect if you try to.
It's
to
either
hold
that or I tried
to
to use
move it.
my spiritual weapon. No, because he's already dead.
He's got one on his leg too.
Yeah, I'm
It's
trying to
frozen
think. I've
solid.
got a.
I mean, you
I've
have
also
your
got a-
bonus action, right?
I have
Yeah.
my bonus action, so spiritual weapon attack is the thing.
You could also just heal him.
I could, but I just cut open his throat on purpose.
Well,
Wait, if I heal healing word just for the purpose of anatomy here, would that reclose the?
It would probably barely
All
reclose
right,
the wound.
here's what I'm
Yeah.
gonna do. I'm gonna put my hand on top of the metal, and I'll cast healing word. So that way, my hand is inside of his throat, so it can't
Okay.
close over my
Sure.
hand.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. Yuck.
Oh, get
Yuck.
max healing
Okay,
word because you're
yeah.
dead, technically.
Sure.
So,
That happens. Roll it, or you don't have to roll it. How much do you gain back? Yeah.
it's whatever the full thing would be. It's been so
6?
goddamn long. It's not 6 because he's dead.
Yeah. It's deep. It's 9. Okay. All right. Is that the end of your turn?
Yeah. As I'm yelling at Yane to be a man and take this thing out.
Tries to sacrifice himself for the party. Be a man.
Okay. So,
Oh my goodness.
creature's turn. This one is going to turn around and attempt to strike Haldir. This one is going to turn around and strike Misha. This one is going to turn and go for. Go for Yane, or will it go? I don't think it thinks. I think Yane's probably dead. It's got two creatures on inside of it. It probably goes for.
Do I
Tam
have
and
9 health right
one.
now?
Yeah, you have 9
Okay,
health right now.
okay.
Yep.
Okay.
And this one will go for Misha. Okay, so the creatures.
I'll cast
the
shield when the thing kind of starts attacking.
Okay. So it makes 2 attacks against you, and your shield protects you and blocks against the attacks. Misha, it makes 2 attacks against you. 17 and a 28.
28 hits.
28 hits. Okay.
Yeah, just casting a 3rd level shield. Class.
Nice, bro. You take 4 points of piercing damage and 4 points of acid damage. Tammin, 2 attacks against you. 21 and a 13. 21 hits. You take 2 points of acid damage and 5 points of piercing damage. Then one creature is going to attempt to climb up Misha. It misses, and one creature is going to attempt to climb up Yane. 17. Yane?
No.
Or not
No,
Yane.
18.
Tammin.
Oh.
The 2 that are on you are dead.
Sorry, you said a 17?
Yeah.
Yeah, that misses. Only
Okay.
19.
And then one that is on Kirill that is crawling up at his knee currently is going to continue to climb up his body and does so, gets to his neck. You take 4 points of piercing damage, reduced however you want, and 1 point of acid damage. All right, that passes his turn. Kirill, what do you do? You see Yane made a mad dash and a dive for it. You see Misha stab across Yane's throat, and you can see a glint of silver coming out of his throat. He was frozen solid and reanimated to a certain extent. What do you do?
I'm gonna run in here. Run in. By the way, before I even ask this, if this thing tries to pierce me and it does 0 damage, does it even count as piercing me?
Yeah, honestly, you're right. So it doesn't even deal any acid damage to you.
I'm gonna run up here and I'm gonna. Would it cost an action for me to reach into Yane's throat and pull this thing out?
Yes, it would be an attack, at least.
All right. Well, I'm gonna get up here. How does the thing on my neck react?
As it gets within range of this thing, it is starting to freeze. If you stay within range of it for this entirety of its turn, both you and it will take cold damage.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna grab the shit out of Yane's throat.
Okay, so you're grabbing Misha's hand because she's kind of has her hand encased around Yane's throat and the piece of metal. So you grab her hand and you're gonna yank it out.
Yeah, I'm gonna yank this thing out of his throat.
Make a strength attack roll.
Does he get advantage because I've got it like it's not a blind roll?
I don't think so. Yeah, it rolled a 1 though. So you yank it out. Now, so Yane takes 6 points of piercing damage as you rip it out of his throat and his body. And now you have the life form in your hand. What do you do with it?
Okay, I'm throwing it into the fucking void.
Just put it in your pocket.
Smash it into the void. Okay. You're within melee range, so just make a straight melee attack against it. Like you would normally would with your lance minus the magical effect. Wow. It's pretty terrible. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. Roll 2 plus 2 plus 4 is an inanimate object. So I will say that you deal half damage to it, and you coat the other side of it with its body as it freezes hard solid, and you make up another portion of the shell to this font of emptiness, but you do not succeed in removing the entirety of this creature. So it takes... okay, and then you need to make a Constitution saving throw. You succeed, so you take 20 points of cold damage. And so does the creature that's on you, and it freezes to death.
Great. I'm gonna use second winds.
Okay. Okay, Haldir, it's your turn.
I'm trying to put this thing in the thing.
The thing in the thing, because you had
Everybody
one
just
grabbed
keeps
in your
moving
hand. Yeah?
themselves on top of each other.
Right,
What
yeah.
the fuck?
Yeah, it's getting deep. So you had one in your hands, yeah.
Yeah.
And so you have it in your hands. You're gonna toss it in there.
I'm gonna slam the bitch on here. I wanted to,
Windmill slam that shit. Okay.
Well, because I imagine I'm holding it like cupped in my hands, right?
Yeah. You're just
And
kind
I'm
of
gonna
like
just gonna
holding
go,
it together. Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
like you know, I'm
Splashing
gonna push
Your
my hands down
ass
and
is
open them up.
splashing that bitch. Yeah,
But when I open my hands up, they rotate, and go.
Yeah, you're Rasenganing, obviously. Okay.
Yeah.
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 Make an attack roll. As normal. But with strength, obviously, with your proficiency. Okay.
17.
Yeah. Okay. So it is almost entirely coated. This font of emptiness. There is just a bit of darkness that's kind of like seeping in and warping the light in this room. It is almost entirely covered. Okay. That ends your turn?
I have a question.
Sure.
Could a man ready a bonus action?
No, you can only ready actions, unfortunately, by rules.
What if the bonus action is normally an action, but it is being made by an action?
So you're saying you're going to quicken spell something? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, but I would have to ready my bonus action to do it.
Okay, so you quicken a spell and you ready an action, which is a spell on a trigger. Sure, why not? Let's say it works. What is your trigger?
I'm gonna go stand right next to this fucking thing.
Okay. Also,
then-
that thing, as you moved out of its range, probably gets to make an attack roll against you.
What thing?
The one that was right next to you, right here.
I thought
That's
that was
not the
where you
one.
threw
That's
in.
not the one I put in there.
No, you didn't put in a medium size
well, then I
one.
don't need to move. Okay.
Yeah, you can see right here. Yeah.
My condition is that when this thing tries to climb onto me, I will allow it. And at that point, it's trying to stick on me, So it's probably a willing creature if I was to dimension door it into this fucking cube.
But you would also go with it, right?
Well, yeah. But I just want to dimension door
So
right
you
here.
want to dimension door into nothing? Okay, so you're trying to eject. That's really splitting hairs, man. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, so there's only one small one left, right? That
I
is.
don't fucking know.
Yeah, I don't think there's
They're
any
all
small
over
ones.
the place. I
Yeah,
don't know what's
there's no
going on.
cancers. There's no cancers left except for the one that's right next to Tammin. You've deleted, so you got rid of this one. What's his name? Yane, or Kirill got rid of that one that was on Yane, by smashing it half onto the ground. He still has one on his leg, and so does Kirill. Actually, it crawled up more on his body.
It's on my neck now. I can grab it now.
Yeah.
You're wearing it like a collar.
Okay.
Alright. Well, then I'll just fucking drink a potion then.
Sure. Yane,
Actually, how much life do I have?
Yeah.
I'll just fucking stand here.
I don't know how much life you have left, but you're nearly dead.
Mhm.
The creature is attached to your body. It's on your foot. The font of emptiness in front of you is almost completely coated. What do you do?
It's on my chest.
It's on your leg.
Oh, well,
Frozen.
I mean, I'm gonna grab it if I can
Okay.
move.
Yeah, you can.
Okay. All right. So just strength.
Yeah, it's just a strength attack roll.
Okay. And then 9, 12.
Okay, all right. So you with that jolt of energy, that rush of adrenaline as your body comes back from the brink, you rip it off your leg and you slam it into the font. It is now completely covered, and almost instantaneously, that radiating cold dissipates completely. And you now have a very oddly shaped egg in front of you that's coated and smashed together with all of this quicksilver that's frozen in a circle around this thing, or a sphere around this thing. What do you do?
Follow the ground.
Should we just follow?
Yeah, the other oozes are still alive. That are around Misha, Yane, Tammin, and over here, which is also around Misha. There, the portal that you guys came in through is still open down here.
Wait,
Who wants to
zoom
carry
out.
me?
Where's the down? Ping again.
Grab it and run.
Seriously, I mean,
Okay.
I'm still alive, so
Hey, and you're not engaged in combat.
should I just grab it and go?
I think
Yeah.
yes.
Do it.
All right. Yeah. I can make that.
Yeah, you can make it.
Okay. I'm doing it. It's done.
So you grab
Grab
this gigantic egg shell type thing in your hands. You just body it to your chest, and you just hustle your ass all the way over there. You can definitely and quite easily duck out of the range of those guys' attacks of opportunity.
Mhm.
You make it there. You portal through, and you end up right next to Sorndor, who looks down at you and is like, "Quite impressive. Where's the rest of your party?" And
I can't talk. I've got a hole in my throat.
Yeah. Tammin, your turn. What do you do? You've seen Yane hustle and grab.
Yeah, I'm out.
You
As they run out,
disengage.
I'm like, oh,
Can you
hell,
make
man,
it?
that's weird.
No, but I'll just use the disengage action, I guess.
Yeah.
And
Use
go
the
there.
disengage action and you move 30 feet. You're fine. Okay. Tammin, that's your end of your turn. Misha, it's your turn.
I shall do the same thing.
Disengage and run.
I can't make it to the portal. I think it'd be just outside the portal.
Just outside. Okay.
Yeah.
That's the end of your turn.
I have a
So-
bonus action
You do?
also.
Sure.
I will, for funsies, There's still one attached to. Nah, I won't attack that. I'm just gonna bash one of these guys. This one was closest to. Yeah, I'll bash him.
Okay. Sure. All right. That hits. 10 points of force damage. Sure. Splash him a little bit. Knock off a bit of his mercurial body. It splashes all over the ground and forms in little pebbles.
I make rude gestures with my really bloody hand as I shake the blood across the room.
Is that the end of your turn?
Yeah.
All right. So, these 3 will come after Kirill. This one is going to come after Haldir. So, one of them hits you, Kirill, and one of them
cast shield again.
does a 24 hit you with shield.
I always forget.
I would be surprised, but good.
No. 25 does, though.
So you take, Kirill, you take 9 points of piercing damage, and then you take 4 points of acid damage. Excuse me, actually only 1 point of acid damage. And then the other one is going to attempt to grapple you. 18 doesn't hit, I don't think.
Nope.
And with that, I think you guys both escape on your guys' next turns. So, you guys, I assume, you guys both rush to the exit?
Fuck yes, I do.
Fuck yes, I do. Okay. And how dare you do the same on your turn?
Oh, yeah?
Okay. So you guys all make it to Sorendor's portal. And Yane, while you're waiting for your party to arrive, you see that Sorendor, while he is interested in the item that you procured, he is eagerly awaiting your allies in anticipation as they come through the portal.
Right.
And as each of them do, he's like, very, very impressive. With this, you've earned my trust. Let's be friends.
Can we earn a hand?
What would you have of me?
My throat would be nice.
His arm too.
Actually, how it sounds.
Sure.
Some more, I mean,
But as he speaks those words, the images fade, and the effects of the illusion, if you could call it that, begin to dissipate, and you're greeted with Marcadian, who's looking at you guys and clapping his hands, and gives you a small bow again. Wow, that looked a little bit dicey there for a bit, but you've succeeded. Now, quick, this is a rapid quiz to the end of this. What was Dolomith's most valued possession?
Friendship of the Dragon.
Very accurate, sir. Very accurate. And annoyingly so. I imagine you'd need a rest then. We're off to the depths after this.
Yeah.
Thought you said there was only 3.
Well,
I'm just gonna hold up my hand in front of him expectantly.
what are you expecting, sir?
My
This is
throat.
part of your illusion. Fix this.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. We really did lose the hand of one of our compatriots. It was quite a troubling tale, and not unsurprising. You don't reach your hands into emptiness. And yes, you said that there were only 3. Well, there was only 3 stones of origination, or 3 challenges that dealt with the exact opening or building of the hollow. But there's a little bit more to Dolomith's story, and we're going to have to continue developing.
Yeah, see, I specifically remember you said you have to complete these 3 tasks. Then you get to see the pearl. And we can do whatever we want with the pearl. That is what you said.
And that's where we're headed next, sir. You're going to get to see the pearl.
But that's
Yes,
not what you just said there. So we're going to the depths or some shit.
He kind of waves his hands. Oh yeah, that's where we discovered the pearl, and that's where we collected it.
I don't think so.
Freaks of bullshit.
Well,
We're
are you
cons for this.
arguing the history of these events? And
No,
all of that
I'm
aside, and he kind of brushes you off. Did you notice anything odd during that encounter? There was a brief moment that. Well, did you notice anything odd?
Hand is black. I noticed that. And his throat, Misha says as she grabs Yane and starts wrapping bandages around it.
Other than
Bodily wounds on an adventure are not an oddity, unfortunately, Misha.
our brother's skull splattering onto the floor next to some weird
We
slime.
lost all of our belongings in the back of the whole thing in there.
You actually kind of look into the room itself, and you can see that all of your belongings are scattered across the floor here. You don't have the bag of holding, so far as you can tell, but all of your shit is just kind of laying around on the ground.
I go get Tao's skull and kind of like brush it off. Alas, poor Tao. I knew him well.
Oh my god.
A friend of yours?
The only thing weird
all
about
lose.
what we just did is that you didn't care to mention to that I recall that you used to be buddies with the dragon who's trying to fucking kill us.
Well, I had no idea of the identity of the dragon who's quote unquote trying to kill you, but I do know Sorendor. Of course, I know Sorendor. I mean, he was a major component in the creation of the Hollow Peaks. I really provided most of the ingenious effects, but he was there as well. So was Stolen, of course. But all of that aside, take your rest because you so clearly need it, and we'll continue on with the challenges present.
All right.
How many challenges are there?
Well, you'll collect the pearl, as you so call it, and then like 1 or 2 challenges.
No.
Not exactly sure.
How many?
Oh well, probably 2 post the pearl challenge. So 3 more in total, at least, of course.
At least.
This is a con
This
man.
fucking guy, dude.
I
I
say
trust
we
the
leave
dragon
him.
more than I trust this guy. At this
Well, actually,
point.
I'm still like, oh.
No, I've got bandage and stuff all wrapped around your throat. And
That's
All right,
No,
You're
that prevents
I'm
his
going to
brain
fuck
from
some-
being fucked
yeah.
up.
I'm going to fuck to sleep.
Can I cast I cast lay on hands on Taman's arm? Does that do anything?
A portion
Now
of the dead flesh kind of recedes, and you bring life to some of his arm, but it is still it's necrotic, really.
Is it to count as a disease?
I think it
No.
counts as being
No.
dead flesh.
Yeah.
It's almost like his arm is chopped off.
I mean, you can cast Revivify on. If it's only been dead for
I've
5
only got a lesser restoration right now, and even if
Could
that
potentially work.
I'll drop a lesser restoration just in hope.
A lesser restoration.
Or
So he recovers maybe 10% of his hand function. So he can, he can barely hold coins and shit. He's just it's like a dumb hand.
I'll drop all of my spell slots into healing spells.
Oh my
Okay,
God.
it recedes and recedes, a portion by portion, but very small and very minuscule effects, and it does not recover fully. Even as you go into a long rest after dumping all of your spells.
Yeah, I
Misha,
figured
do you
that my
provide
character's
anything
now
else?
one-handed.
well, I could do another greater restoration, and I've also got
Wait, did you say greater restoration? You've only used lesser.
aura of vitality and give him the entire aura.
That's just like a bonus healing, right? Or like
It's 20 d6 for the whole. But yeah, it's just
that's
healing.
quite a bit of healing. Do you attempt to use it?
You know what? Sure. I was just.
Sure,
It's
it is.
it's
What
constantly
else are you
running.
gonna do?
full.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
it's
so you're
literally-
just pumping healing into him for the following like 10 minutes.
200 points of
So
healing into Tammy's
you
health.
recover, Tammin. You recover about 50% of the function to your hand, to the point where you can use it for most mundane tasks.
Right,
but
I
for
can't
combat,
wear, like an item in that.
yeah,
combat.
for
That's
in that
what I
type of capacity, no, you cannot currently. All
I'm
right.
surprised it's even recovering.
Before I
So-
go to sleep,
We should
Sure.
very gently high fives you.
I go over
I use
and
my
I
other
put
hand.
I pick up all the coins
Okay.
and the scrolls,
Yep.
Gonna have
and
to-
that shit can probably just fit in like our regular fucking packs. So I
Sure.
put that shit
Yeah,
in.
absolutely.
Are you popping them
Uh,
all onto your regular sheet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's where all that shit was anyway.
Well,
Yeah,
right.
that's what I was gonna say. Is like if it's not on a sheet, it doesn't exist. So. I'm just
That's right. All right. With that, I think that's where we'll end tonight's session, and we'll move on to the next one, where we head into the depths and recover the pearl.
Supposedly.
After a long
Supposedly.
rest.
Yeah, after a long rest. Yes.
This